Yes, people, welcome back to Just Perspective. But first of all, good morning and good afternoon and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. But more importantly, as usual, I say blue morning to you because, of course, it is the Blue Morning Show. And then wholeheartedly, again, I sincerely do hope that everybody is doing well. Today, we have quite a few things to talk about as usual because it's crazy out there. We're talking about Koulibaly, the possibility of us getting Koulibaly, given that the Juventus now wants him as a replacement for the lead. Should we eventually sign him? We'll talk about Raheem Sterling and every other news out there. But today it's more like freestyle. We'll talk about the events as they emerge. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, again, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. As usual, I will start by going through the chart, to say hello to the regulars who are all who here, supporting the channel as usual. That's never easy, and I don't take that for granted. I appreciate all the support. Here we have usually one of the first to be here, even waits whenever I'm late, is Lamb Lane. And Lamb Lane says, Blue morning, Kachila, panel and chat. Blue morning to you too, Lamb. I hope you're doing well. Again, Liam Lane says, Happy Independence to you, Kachila, and all my American friends. Yes, happy Independence Day or happy 4th of July to all of those of us, who are Americans or those of you who celebrate with us. And thank you again, Lamb. That's very thoughtful of you. And again, here's a veteran here. We celebrate them quite a lot. Phantom of many topics, who is a veteran. Thank you very much for your service. I appreciate you, brother. And I love you. Second to hit the like button. Very, very Liverpool. Again, yeah. Congratulations to you. You did not win the league, but you're making it to the Champions League. Again, always nice to see you, brother. Hello, everyone. I hope it's very good. Yeah, we're all good. Citrin, how are you doing? Nice to see you here, Citrin. Hi, Citrin. That says second is not first, but still respectable. It is indeed. Reports this morning Chelsea have made a new offer to Juventus this morning, 65 plus bonuses for the lead. And I think that will be enough to get them, or maybe something else. So let me just highlight this comment. So when we talk about why I think we'll get them, I'll let you know why. Phantom of many topics says throw in J5. I don't think Juventus are very keen on getting J5. I think they'd rather get Timo Werner from what we've seen out there. Not necessarily, that doesn't mean that's the truth, but you never know. And this one here says, let me see what it says. Sorry, did I miss the comment? I haven't. Okay. It says, talks, he will be a separate deal, Phantom. They want to keep it each one different transaction as they got a find over another swap they did previously. Are you talking about Juventus, Liam? But that's good information. Please provide us with more. And the Queen of the House says happy 4th of July, Coachella. Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. You know how much we cherish you here. You truly loved everybody in the panel. I know feels the same. Happy 4th of July to all Americans on here. Happy 4th of July to those that celebrate with us. That's not easy. Hi, bros. Usman Idrissa sounds like my Nigerian brother. How are you doing? I am doing quite well. I can't complain. I hope you're doing well too. And T. Donna Eze, one says, Chelsea is saying a story every day, and other clubs busy, getting good players. If Chelsea don't have money to buy players, let them close the matter. Again, that's not the case. Like I've argued before, the frosted, what you see with most Chelsea fans, how I define it is just frustration that they don't really know what the club is doing behind the scenes. It's as simple as that. The truth is, the club, they are well at work, well and truly hard at work behind the scenes, and we don't have to know everything they're doing. But with time, we'll start to see how hard they've been working. But the truth remains, there will be some surprise signings. Excuse me. I do believe that the club will sign some players that we didn't even know that they've been looking at. So just calm down. Everything will be fine. Namdi Okongu says, blue morning to you, Namdi. It's been a while. I hope things are well with you. Please stay safe. Big up, coach. Long time no chat. I will jump on when I return home. Got to get a good catch up. It's important, bro. It's been a while, and I understand when you wanted me on your panel. Unfortunately, the schedule overlapped into when usually the Blue Morning show starts. And Nick Blue, my brother, says happy Independence Day, coach. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate you kindly saying that. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Matt, says Big Viola. And Nick says, my brother, much love. What's up with Maxwell Cornet? Dude is class. Again, some people talked him down. They're arguing that his numbers are impressive. They argue that he's not done quite well, but I argue otherwise. Why? Because he plays. He played in a team. I think Bali up the score created less chances, but he scored 9 goals. That's not easy. Again, I think we Chelsea fans will become accustomed to not taking our players as seriously because they play in a team that's not that popular because they're not flashy. I don't know how it's to phrase it for you to understand what I mean. Probably because he played with Burnley. Maybe that's why they're not taking him seriously. Probably because he's cheap. Again, because usually when the player is expensive, we get to do our research and find out that player is a good player indeed. And here says Aaron Baidu, hopefully I'm not murdering your name. He says, OMG, Simon Phillips reports the Sterling negotiations broke down. What I saw, again, I think it's different. What I saw also, I think there were conflicting reports about that. I saw somebody that said that Chelsea not really broke down, that Chelsea, they don't want Raheem Sterling anymore, that they're prioritizing signing Ousmane Dembele. But we'll see the same Simon Phillips here, and that was 17 minutes ago, so a full agreement between Chelsea and Manchester City for Raheem Sterling is very close and expected to be finalized. So they say that you're trolling or you reading some fake news that you got from somewhere. So apologies, I don't mean, I hope that did not come across as insulting. It says, Lamland says, yes, coach, I think it was a swap they did for, Yannick. At some stage, I can remember, you cannot remember the full story. Here's the thing about swap deals. It's never straightforward. It's usually complicated. At least from the way I see it, one of the parties involved in the swap deal will feel like their player is more valuable than the other player and probably will be asking money. So the question remains, how do you find a balance? How do you structure it for all parties to be satisfied that, okay, we're getting a good deal here, but I think maybe there's something else involved in the deal, but usually it's complicated. I must let you know. Thank you, Just Viola says, Man City is already got 4 new players and Chelsea has gotten you angry. Eze, well, calm down. I have to be honest with you. Again, I can't keep repeating myself on why we should be patient. I think from now to September, that's how many days? That's quite a long time. And believe me, I do believe you will not be happy if the club, if the club, just goes into the market and buy whatever player they see, and then you end up being the one to start complaining. It's a panic buy. So leave them. They're working with data, and thanks to some information that Just Viola sent to me, they're working with data. They're trying to get in players that suits the way the manager wants to play. players also allow the manager the independence to switch up his the style of the formation from back four to back three. Hi, and Nick and just Viola says, okay, I'm going to keep going here. Just give me a few seconds. Okay, yep, that's that one says, my friend White Hat Lane, big up. Okay, anything else? No, it was fake news. My apologies. Okay, thank you very much. Apologies accepted. Those things happen. Yep, it was the new owner of Chelsea don't have money. That kind of what are you talking about, Eze? Calm down, like I've told you. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Shirang Date, I hope I pronounced your first name correctly. He says, now I can understand how Arsenal fans are feeling every window when they don't sign players. Again, let's just for context reason, let's just, step back a little bit. Let's just step back a little bit and not just, the whining is actually, no, sorry, I know whining isn't correct. It will that may come across as insulting to some people, and I don't like insulting people. Here's the thing, what is it? Shirang, again, we must bring this into context. The fact that we were under restrictions, the fact that the club's primary responsibility, a few months ago, 2 months ago, I can't remember the date when we were on the sanctions, the owner was sanctioned, and we were in the process of selling the club, and there were restrictions designed to stop us from signing players. We could talk to players then, but we were not allowed to get them to put pen to paper. Those things, that on its own is a serious setback. And even Thomas Tuchel, they say publicly that that he's that the restriction and sanctions hasn't helped matters, and that's simply the truth. Again, like I said before, I'll start with two panelists, but as the show grows, I will bring in more people as the show progresses, so to speak. Again, so calm down, Sharang. Everything will be all right. And remember, I told you that do not panic. There's still quite a lot of time. And believe me, you don't want the club to rush into the market, just start spending money for the sake of it and end up buying players that will not be suitable to the way the manager likes to play. So just calm down, okay? And Apollo 256 says, thanks for the show, guys. Much love from Uganda. Yes, my African brother, East African brother. Nice to see you here. He says, to be honest, here, I'm totally running out of patience. This new Chelsea board seems to be stingy. It's not about being stingy. Here's the thing. And this is not about being stingy, really. You talk about this, just see it like this. Chelsea is a business after all. Even under Roman Abramovich, you can be rest assured they don't just throw money at players. Even when we sign players that we always argue that are board signings or Roman Abramovich signings, they don't just throw money at them. They do negotiate, and they do look at them with time before they come to the conclusion, say, okay, that this player will work at the club. So it's not something, and remember, we were under restrictions again. So just calm down, everything will be all right. I can't keep repeating at one time. At some point, I will run out of patience myself because, again, but I will always try my best to get you guys to understand we will be fine. Please, why isn't Tuchel insistent? Why is Tuchel? Why is Tuchel? Why does he want to sell Christian Pulisic? Where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? That's the thing. There's no way to say, yeah, panicking. Yeah, that's what it is. Like the streams. Yes, people keep liking the streams. Right now we have 20 likes where we have 74 people watching, so we can do better than that. And I'm going to say something that I usually say during the show here. Yes, you can donate the channel, but the truth is I'd rather you like the video than donate your hard-earned money to the channel, because the likes will do more for the channel than your donations. The more you like the video, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered, and the more the stream will be pushed to more people who be interested in this particular kind of topic. And there are other ways that the channel can make money. Excuse me, please. Let me take a sip of my coffee so I don't slip up in you or maybe lose my voice. Thank you very much. Again, here, Liane says, okay, just talking to Sharan here. Tita says, I believe Chelsea will win or something this coming season, and I believe we will make top four. My bro, I understand you. One name. Thank you very much. There you go. There you go. There you go. So calm down. Everything will be all right. And remember, the new owners would want to, should I say, start off on a good foot, on a good note, if you prefer. If they are willing to spend quite a lot of money, but they're not willing to just spend it for the sake of it and bring in players because they're big name players, or something like that. So calm down. Everything will be all right. And blue morning to you, True Blue. I hope you're doing well, and I sincerely do hope that. Again, nice to see you around. Show some patience. Chelsea are very busy. We do things silently. Even under Roman Abramovich, I think we started doing things silently, so to speak. We didn't make our businesses public, and before we knew it, we saw players holding up the shirt, smiling alongside Marina and all that. So no Dembele, anything else is okay. Again, you have your reasons why you're arguing that, and I fully understand. Big up True Blue says, I love Sterling. Is a good player. Yeah, Sterling is a good player. Tuchel is a tactician, so he understands who he needs in his system. Give the coach time, guys. Again, this time people are really out there blaming not just the coach, they're blaming they're blaming the new owners. Some are saying they're stingy. Nothing to panic. That was my sarcasm. Okay, Sharan, that's brilliant. I love it. Thank you very much. And Louis Rivera said, I will hold all my other Chelsea brothers accountable for the slander. I see how some of us are. Don't we remember when we didn't have money? Humble ourselves. Again, that's the truth. Again, one thing I recognize is this, as Chelsea fans, it's only natural for most of us to panic because we think other clubs will do better than us because we haven't signed any player. So all I can say is just calm down. We'll be all right. So thank you very much again for saying that. That's it. Does us buying back Aki make any sense? Please enlighten me. Here's what I will enlighten you on. I think we've all of us, many of us, have all called for the club. Have all called for the club to back the manager, and we also heard that the club wants to back the manager. And we've also heard that Todd Boehlh has said he's never going to sign any player except if Thomas Tuchel wants that player, which simply means if we're going for Nathan Ake, it simply means that Thomas Tuchel wants him. So why question the signings? Why we've always wanted, the club to back the manager? So just calm down. I think we will be okay. That's the only way I can enlighten you. Again, this is Nick talking to Just Be Honest. Ake is a solid choice. He knows the boys, and that builds, camaraderie and a morale. He's homegrown, for God's sake. I think that makes sense. And the fact that he left Chelsea wasn't because he isn't a bad player. I think certain managers prefer certain profile of players. And I do believe Thomas Tuchel have seen enough in him, if in fact we want him. I hope we get him for him if that's the player he wants. But Pulisic's name keep popping up. That's the media for you. You'll keep seeing them. Okay, let me see if there's anything else here. I want to address and I want to share something Just Viola shared with me. I really don't understand why until now no player has been signed. Just pay attention to the show. Maybe you'll hear me talk about it again. Okay, just calm down. Chelsea should have to buy Nkunku. It's not that simple. Nkunku renewed with his current club, and it's not easy when that happens. Probably the price tag went up. So it's not that simple to sign him. Again, right? Come on, people. Right now we have 100 people watching and we have just 27 likes. Let's shoot for 300 likes by the end of the show. So if you haven't, take a second to like the video. And also, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That will go a long way. League starts in 1 month. You must also remember, again, the departure of players. 3 of them, or you can say 2 of them, refused to renew their contracts with us. Heightened the situation, made the problem worse for us. So again, we have an issue in the defensive area, especially. We need to find a replacement for them. And I do believe, for obvious reasons, that must be the club's priorities. So if the clubs, if the club is, if they're doing everything else and not prioritizing or not at least working to find a replacements for Andreas Christensen, Antonio Rudiger, and also Marcos Alonso, who we're hearing has signed an agreement with Barcelona, and Chelsea have agreed, to sell him to Barcelona. So it's not we'll see what happens. Our fans want deals, despite what Lukaku did. We blame that on panic buys. The solution, panic buy, we are being hypocritical. It's as simple as that. We need to look on the flip side. If all these teams are making these signings, it will make it easier for us to get who we want, because every other team will already have those spots of field. Again, Aaron, that's a smart argument there, and I like it. That's another way to see it, maybe to console yourself if you're concerned. What happened to my good friend Stuttgart? I'm not sure. Again, I think she's fine. Every now and then you see her. Every now and then she comes back too. I think she's fine. Chelsea have offered the chance to have been offered the chance to sign Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar, according to Nizar. Maybe I think we should add Messi to the list. That's a signing. If you ask me, I'd argue till tomorrow, until the kingdom come. That I don't think Thomas Tuchel wants either of those players. It's just people, making the most of Cristiano Ronaldo's, announced departure from Manchester United, because it makes for a lot of clicks. But that's, by the way, I'm going to skip quite a few to get to the very bottom. Again, the deals CFC, my brother, nice to see you here. This is Titus. That room is, why are we talking about Ronaldo and Neymar? Look at their wages. But when you look at Dembele, it's a different situation. It doesn't make sense. Here's the thing, again, about the wages of these guys. From a business perspective, Thomas Tuchel, being a business focused or profit focused, may well want to sign him because you can get back your money from the sales of merchandise and all that. But I don't think it will make sense for the team, and will most likely create problems in the dressing room. Neymar is open to Chelsea, according to Nizar. And the question I will always ask whenever I hear such a thing is, did Nizar speak to Neymar? And again, we hear it also. I think there's a video that True Blue did share with us the other time. Neymar literally celebrated the firing of Thomas Tuchel. That's a chance that may not be the case, but we don't really know. But we'll see what happens. Again, I'm going to skip to the very bottom and continue. Oh, I have been enlightened. I'm glad, Nhamdu, my brother. Again, thank you for that. I'm going to skip to the very bottom. Is there anything else? Anybody that I haven't said hello to? Thompson Kenyon Trure says, I honestly don't think Aki can make a difference, but if Pep can put him in his lineup, then we can give him another try. And maybe they say another man's poison may well be another man's food. There's a chance under Thomas Tuchel he becomes world class. You will see, because it wasn't that, like I said before, it wasn't like he was a bad player before we sold him. The manager then didn't just like him. It's that simple. Like the video and subscribe, says my brother Cronus Dan. It's been like 100 years that we haven't seen Dan. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you again. Hom Young says Chelsea never signed the players. Did you think Chelsea have money to sign? We have quite a lot of money. What we have to do is be strategic with our spending, in the sense that we must sign players that we really want, and not just throw money at the problems because we want players, and then it ends up wasting our money. Says Tuchel is using the transfer system like how he did at Dortmund, but a better way, again, an improved way. Plus, I think we will be fine. Would people be happy if we signed both? I think some people will. And here's the thing, let's be honest. Those people calling for us to sign Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar, most of them, especially in the case of Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't really because he's a good player. Some, you could argue, are still under the influence. And let me phrase it that way, I think I'll be correct. The name Ronaldo alone makes some, moves a lot of people. So the name Cristiano Ronaldo alone makes most Chelsea fans want the club to sign him. Not really because he's gonna help us win trophies. Not really because he's gonna score a million goals if he comes to Chelsea. But without even knowing it, they're not looking beyond his name. They're not looking beyond what Ronaldo has achieved in the past. They just want the club to sign him because he's Ronaldo, and that's it. But but if you ask them, they'd argue otherwise. Yes, no, 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 no Neymar. Indeed, no Neymar. I don't think he will work in the Premier League. But I hope I'm proven wrong if eventually the club signs him for any reason. I don't think Chelsea money to have money to sign. Okay, you believe in that. If that's what you believe in, that's up to you. Sterling incoming. We're gonna have the bros at Chelsea: Reece James, Sterling, Hudson-Odoi. And yeah, again, let's see what they can do for us. That's what I'm really concerned about. What's the update to Sterling? Again, again, what we're hearing is that Chelsea are finalizing, the deal. But then again, it's everywhere. A few days ago, that's 2 days ago, even 3 days ago, I think even Fabrizio Romano tweeted that we have an agreement in place with Manchester City that I even confidently said, okay, the deal was done. Plus, again, we heard that he's selling his house, but it's looking like it's gonna happen. Again, we'll see what happens. We're following the story. If anything comes up, we'll let you know. Deals not shoot the messenger. I said according to Nizar. Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot you, brother. I understand what you said, and then I'm gonna skip to the very very bottom. Again, it says Chelsea have money to sign player. Why talk? Again, go. Maybe you should reach out to Boehlh. Let's get to 100 likes, people. We're shooting for 300 likes today. Right now, we have 118 likes, and we should have just 33 likes. So if you haven't, take a second to like the video. And by the way, I don't know if I said hello to the Queen of the House, Just Viola. Apologies if I haven't. She's been one of the biggest supporters of this channel. And I can't thank her enough for all the things she's been doing for us. She's family here. So let's go through this interesting stuff that Just Viola shared with us. It says, according to the Athletic, there are strong indications that Thomas Tuchel is looking to new signings that will ease the transition to a different system, and more specifically, that he wants to play a back four. Again, there's an argument. One of them, those are strong with that. The strong argument that he's never going to change is True Blue, who's one of the biggest supporters of the channel. Also, he's in the chat here. Argues that he will not change the system. If this is the truth, I will like it, because I think Thomas Tuchel before. I think I know him to switch up the formations he deploys during games very often than he's done at Chelsea. And some argue that he hasn't changed the formation that much at Chelsea because he doesn't have the personnel to do so. And I hope that's the case. I hope he gets in the players he wants that will help him, approach the game the way he wants. That's, in other words, change play with more than one formation like he usually does. Even at Chelsea, I think he's played with multiple formations, and the way he deploys, he applies the forward back system is very different. Says again, big up to you too, Steve Chelsea. I hope you're doing well. Ty Talks keep crying about Raphinha. Again, if we cannot get Ronaldo, I cannot complain. Even every team wants Ronaldo. I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say there, brother. What is the progress on Raphinha? I haven't heard much about Raphinha. The only thing I've heard is that that Barcelona may soon get enough cash to sign nearly, you can say, I don't think there's that possibility really for them to sign all the players they want. So what I've heard is that there's a chance that Barcelona gets enough money to sign a Raphinha, to pay up, to pay more than Chelsea to sign a Raphinha, but that remains to be seen. And again, Chelsea hasn't given up. I know we heard the rumor that we give him an time, say, okay, you have 40, that he had 48 hours or so to make up his mind on what he wants to do. Again, we haven't heard anything. Again, and the rumors that he's saying he wants to stay again leads. If he doesn't go to Barcelona, he's willing to stay with Ligt United so that he can join Barcelona later. We heard that those were all nonsense, and the rumors that he doesn't want to come to Chelsea is also all nonsense. Again, there's a chance. It's just because he's just trying, to honor his agreement with Barcelona. Then, if that doesn't happen, he comes to Chelsea. I don't think it is in fact the truth that he doesn't want to come to Chelsea Football Club. But the media and how they make the most of every situation or every little stuff they had. Did read Jules Dembele signing yet? I'm not sure. The rumors are even Laporta. I think Laporta is his name, the Barcelona president. Or I don't know his role there. I have to be honest. Said I think they are talking with the Dembele camp, and there's confidence from both camps that they will arrive. They will arrive. They will have an agreement in place for the players to continue staying at Barca. But that just doesn't make sense to me because from what we've been hearing for a while, that even PSG are interested in signing the player, and there are a few other clubs. So why would he take a pay cut to extend his stay at Barcelona? If they're promising them to renew their contracts and give them a better salary in a few years or like in a year's time or so, which doesn't make sense actually. So, but that's, by the way, says what is the issue on transfer with Chelsea? There's no issue. You just have to come down and be patient. But we needed to get Tuchel what he wants. It's as simple as that. And that's why one of the reasons why we should stop complaining about the club's transfer targets. Whoever the club decides to go for, just say it as if they're going for a player that Tuchel's demand has asked for. Because what we've been told that he will be the one to point at players he wants. The club are not going to force players on him, which makes perfect sense for me, and I like that. I'm not crying over anyone. There's a stop. Yeah. Yep. Again, I don't want a Ronaldo or Neymar anywhere near Chelsea. But if I have to pick one, Neymar is younger, and I think because he's worked with Thomas Tuchel, maybe that makes it easy. But that's no guarantee. We'll see what happens. No, for CR7, he does not offer anything. He's too old. Again, he offers quite a lot. But here's my argument. What I can tell is from Manchester United to Real Madrid, to Juventus, and then back to Manchester United. I think in all those clubs, when he was there, it was always about him. And at Real Madrid, it was actually worse. There was a time there were arguments that he doesn't like it when his teammates are the ones that scores the goals when he's available, when there's a chance for the ball to be passed to him and for him to be the one to score the goal. So things like that has happened again to places. Again, my point is the places where it's always been about him, and when it's not, that's not the case. He usually doesn't enjoy being there. And at United, there's a situation where he was calling out his teammates out publicly. And given his personality, given who he is if it comes to Chelsea, I think he feel like he's bigger than even the manager himself. And given his salary, if Thomas Tuchel can't get him to start firing on all cylinders for one reason or the other, he will lose his job. That is just the simple truth. But I don't want to talk about the Ronaldo, the Chelsea stuff too much. I think it's all nonsense. If it happens, I will not be surprised. If it does happen, again, it must be for commercial reasons and not. If Ronaldo is signed by Todd, I might come back in January transfer window. Stay on loan where you are, Phantom. Stay on loan where you are. Do not come back, please. I'm saying that I mean it. And again, people, we have 110 people watching, and we have just 45 likes. Again, if you haven't, be sure to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. I will appreciate that so much. I say again, no issues with Chelsea and signings. We are taking our time, not getting bullied in the transfer market, and given 100% trust in Tuchel. Be patient. again, and not also just giving clubs the money they want. We have to negotiate. You can't tell me that Chelsea are not well and truly hard at work behind the scenes. I will not believe that. That will be wrong. The truth is, I think they are. It was stupid. It'd be very stupid if they are not. Again, can we just be civil there in the chat and not be calling all the names and saying somebody's crying or somebody's not crying? I don't think that's it's okay, please. We need to stop that. Trevor Coulter says, let's go, Sane. Again, Sane, is he available? But I know the only person that Bayern has said openly it looks like he's going to leave Bayern is Gnabry. Again, I think Gnabry looks like a player who do well under Thomas Tuchel, but some people argue otherwise. I don't know why. And the rumors were that Arsenal were that they were looking to get him. It doesn't look like that's the case. It doesn't look like Arsenal wants him. So now I've had some people have joined me in the panel. And again, if I'm supposed to send the link to you and I haven't, please do let me know. I'm only a human being. Chippy Kema Lenza says that Raphinha is still waiting for Barca. My goodness, he's sick. Why not move on like Calvin Phillips and give Leeds United money to find a replacement? Again, Chibi, come on, them tell me, how are you sure that really he's waiting for Barcelona for the sake of it? And remember, we're actually hijacking this deal. The guy is February or January already. He has an agreement with Barcelona. So we're the ones that actually look. But again, we have every right to go and ask if this player is available, and the highest bidder takes the player. So for some reason or the other, we haven't heard much about the lease, about the deal. But the question, let me just bring in the panel right now. Let me start with Bobby, because I think Ty also did argue that when he was on the panel here. And again, if you're in the chat, if you haven't, please take a second to go check out Ty Talks YouTube channel. Do subscribe, and don't forget to tell them I sent you. And also check out, again, I will have to share the coolest Chelsea channel, which is Tobago's YouTube channel. I was there, Bobby was there, and the club was there also during the launch of his channel. And here's Ty Talks here. Make sure to go check out his YouTube channel again, and be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Now, I'm going to start with you, Bobby. What I think I and Ty argued the other day on the panel here is the fact that Chelsea hasn't pulled out from that deal. They're getting some positive message, if you want to phrase it like that, or signs from the camp of Raphinha, because Chelsea is bigger. You know, they're a big club. I don't think they'd let any player take them for a ride for quite a long time now. It's been weeks. And also the fact that we're still negotiating with AC Milan tells me, again, I think they probably have the confidence that they're going to get the deal done. So your thoughts, why do you think Chelsea haven't really pulled out?
Hi, Coach. Hi.
And by the way, sorry, my apologies. Forgive my bad manners. Hi to you too, and I hope you're doing well.
And happy 4th of July to you guys over there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, the reason Chelsea haven't pulled out is that there's no reason to pull out. You know, we are not the front runners for this deal. There was an agreement made 4 months ago between Raphinha and Barcelona, and that's the crux of the matter. We just came in to buy him, basically saying, look, if you can't pay for him, Barca, we will. And that's the position we're in. So if he is waiting for Barca for their second check to come for the
that just sounds like somebody that's working for a company and hasn't gotten
and hasn't got paid. Yeah.
Well,
that's how it is with them. So
go ahead, Bobby.
I mean, clearly Raphinha wants to go there because he's very keen on updating his of fulfilling his initial
dream.
Now, you know, people think it's just, you know, there's so many reasons behind that. He could have a family. they could be hell bent on that. They could have seen, a dream home. They could have arranged schools for the children based on this
Because
agreement.
he
There could be
probably thought he was
all.
going there.
Exactly. In his mind, he thought he was going there, and then now suddenly, a bid has come in which was accepted by Leeds, and he's saying, "Oh gosh, why, Barca, have you left it for somebody else to come and bid when I've just been prepared to come to you? Now, are you going to fulfill this? I've made all these plans. I've done this. I've done that, and try and fulfill it. If not, then I will go to Chelsea." I think Chelsea's position is sound, as I keep saying. We're there. We're like, look, this is our offer, and we're facing other things. I don't really see anything wrong with that at all. It's more to these deals than just, I like the club, I want to go to the club. These people are moving home, moving families, moving countries. There's a lot involved. In 4 months, I don't know if he's married. I would presume he is, as a lot of these footballers are. But in 4 months, his wife may have set up schools and things for the children based on that agreement. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's not easily going to let that agreement go. So I'm pretty calm about it. Let's just wait and see what happens.
Yep. Rodrigo, how about you? It's been a while, and I hope things are fine with you.
Yeah, everything is good. Yeah, it's good to be back here. Yeah, so actually, when I thought and I sat back and I look at this, I think Raphinha should really be crossed with Barcelona. I think he should be on the phone to Laporte and be like, you need to be honest with us, or the Raphinha camp at least. They need to tell Barcelona, do you have the money, yes or no? Are you going to make a bid to Leeds United so that I can come to your club? Because it's another club that has made an offer that I haven't rejected, because financially, and the club that Chelsea is not a small club, and the club I'll go to, I have opportunities to play and to challenge for major honors. So if I'm Raphinha, I'm really cross with Barcelona, because they haven't made any attempt to secure me, and they're making promises. So
just quickly, let me say something here. If you're a moderator, again, I'm seeing all the chats, comments as they're coming in. These, NEKEDHD, whatever. Whenever you see them, if you put them on timeout, then I can block them. So just give it like a minute to see if I see them. If I block them, then that some person cannot come back again. But if that account cannot come back to this channel again, but if you put them on timeout, then it would be I cannot block them entirely. But I know I just this is the first time I explain it. And before Rodrigo comes back, please, we have 150 people watching. So if you haven't, take a second to like the video. We're shooting for 300 likes a day, and we can do that. But already, thank you for 58 likes. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah. So it's one thing that Barcelona are behaving like parasites. They know they don't have the money, or they won't be able to afford all these players, but they keep all these players on these false promises, because what the strategy I believe they want to do is they want to force these players to convince the clubs to let them go for a cheaper price. But when that strategy ever work in football? Usually football clubs will rather keep a player until they can get a deal that match their ambition. So Barcelona playing a very a stupid game in forcing these players to, like, even with Lewandowski, do you have the money or not? Are you gonna pay up or not? That's it. Or if you don't, then don't tell these players you're gonna sign them. Don't hold them to some agreement you had. Then so basically, Barcelona need to tell Raphinha whether or not they'll be able to afford the deal, and go to Leeds United and put money on the table. So from Chelsea point of view, there's Chelsea in a position where, yes, they can put the Raphinha deal. The deal is on the table. That doesn't that doesn't stop us from talking to other targets, talking to Sterling, talking to the Ligt and so on and so forth. But we can't withdraw from that deal until is 100% clear that Raphinha does not want to come to Chelsea and Barcelona and Leeds United have agreed a deal. So when it's clear that there's literally no point, then we can do that. But I think, as far as I know, I think we still have a shout in the deal. And it's just down to Barcelona to come out clean and tell Raphinha, sorry, mate, we don't have the money.
Exactly. I mean, quite frankly, at this point in time, Chelsea's honour is intact. Chelsea's honour is intact. We've done nothing wrong. We've dropped the money. We've put the money where our mouth is, and we're just saying, look, mate, let us know. And we've gone off doing our business.
Yeah.
Now, if at XYZ point in time, if we manage to get somebody that is his equivalent, he can't complain if we say, well, sorry, mate, we got this guy.
Yeah.
We withdraw the deal. So we're sweet. And
Yeah.
Leeds United are under no obligation to sell Raphinha. He's still under contract. But they have agreed to sell him to Chelsea because they have received satisfactory financial compensation. So if Barcelona are under the illusion that they're going to get him on the cheap, they're even more stupid than they're behaving.
And here's the thing.
Chelsea
here's another. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying for that reason alone, Chelsea should stay in the deal to make sure they cannot get him on the cheap.
And Bobby, if you're Raphinha, don't you feel like Barcelona don't really have you as a priority? I mean, they're not doing anything to get you, and then you stay in limbo between an offer that you already have on the table and a place that you obviously, like you said, maybe they have arrangement, family, and everything that comes with it, but the club is not making commitment to you.
This is it. This is what I think is the main driver of him pushing this deal. He may have done things with his family. It doesn't even have to be his wife and children. These Brazilians, they normally take care of a wider family. Exactly. He could have, flown his mother over from Brazil to Spain because of the initial agreement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he's thinking, what the hell are you doing? I've got my mom and my dad here waiting in this apartment that I've bought because of the agreement I had with you. I mean, I don't know. I'm just explaining how.
But something else I want to say quickly. Because we have to be factual here. Laporte, what's his role? Laporta.
He's the president.
Is it the president? Now, he openly said something about that. That's when he spoke about the case of De Jong going to Manchester United. He says, but there's a giveaway that if you paid attention, if you analyze his statement, he says they would do everything they can to keep him, which means the possibility of the player leaving is there. I think he's trying to to get more money from Manchester United, and that may well be one of the reasons why they haven't been able to pay out for Raphinha, because they need to get some money from Manchester United. Plus, he said, but De Jong has to also understand he has to take a player card to stay at at Barcelona. That's a different case altogether. But another thing we have to look at from the perspective of Leeds United is these. I think the game that Deco played, I don't know if you guys have heard about it. They agreed on a price. That is, he told Barcelona for a price or something like that, because that is really a bit confusing to me. That which way will be the player's price had Leeds being relegated, but that didn't happen. They stayed up, so they want more money instead of the relegation fee that Barcelona, could have paid had they been relegated. So I'm not sure where that comes into the whole situation. Again, it's everywhere, and there's been rumors, I believe. That you could argue it being engineered by the Barcelona camp to make the player not want to come to Chelsea. First, we heard that Chelsea are going to play him as a wing back, yeah. And also we heard that he's saying, he's willing to, stay at Leeds United instead of him to go to Chelsea. There's one also a video clip where they just, it's nonsense. It was doctored to make it seem like he doesn't like Chelsea and all that nonsense. I mean, if any of you still have anything else to say about him, go ahead. Otherwise, let's move on to something else.
Yeah, so I think it's null and void that if they had an agreement regarding relegation and so on, that can stand in any court of law. So I mean, Barca should be honest with all the target, all the Christensen, Casey, all these players that they've signed. They should be honest with them. Tell them, listen, if they can't afford them, they shouldn't be holding people hostage. And people on false hope that yes, we somehow get this money and sign you. They should just come out clean. And I to be fair, in this situation, I don't blame Raphinha. I don't blame Chelsea for doing the bid. I just think everything is based on Barcelona to come out clean. Yeah.
But I think I think these the salary, you could argue, isn't actually the issues for this player. Isn't an issue for these players. They're well aware, I'm sure, the camps of these players. They all know that Barcelona is broke. They all know that Barca is asking their current players to take a wage cut. And the most surprising aspect for me, actually, of the whole nonsense is the Dembele case, except if what we're hearing are all lies, that he's negotiating with Barca to stay, even though they're not going to pay him near half of what they were paying him before. I just don't understand how this is possible. But that's by the way. If any of you have anything else, Bob, you have anything else to say from the Raphinha case again?
I think Barcelona at the moment are living on the wings of their media propaganda. What's going on at the club right now? As is it Rodrigo?
Yes.
As Rodrigo said, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You're promising people left, right, and center. You don't have the money. It's like, oh wait, let me go find the money, and I'll pay for you. And it's embarrassing. And the only thing that surprises me is either Juan Laporte is known for sweet talking and telling lies anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't understand why these players are buying this nonsense. Like maybe Lewandowski, yes, he's just looking for a retirement fund and he wants to go and retire and play his last games in the sun. But these younger players like Raphinha and even Christensen, I mean, really, is that where you want to go? I mean, it's you've left a stable club financially like Chelsea for this. Even you look stupid. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's stupid to have left a club that he was raised. He came through the academy, financially stable, a good offer for this. This is chaos.
Yeah, in his case, I argue now he's in purgatory. This is no man's land. And I think, was it a few days ago that Laporta was saying that they're going to get the deal done in a few days, Kunde deal and everything. It's like 10 years now and they haven't done anything. But that's, by the way, again, I'm going to come back. Let me try and catch up with the chat again. Again, so far it's been a brilliant show, and the discussion is something that will help educate our fans. Here, just realize says, and Bayern have said no to CR7. Here's the thing about Bayern. Before time, I knew it was all nonsense. Bayern, you'd have to be. That is, I don't think they pay that much money in terms of salary. They don't. Exactly. They don't pay that much money in terms of salary, and they don't want situations where, in most cases, they're able to convince players to come join them on a free. They've done that on occasions. They've done that with what's this German international? He's a free agent now. I've forgotten his name. They did that with Lewandowski. I think Lewandowski joined them on a free or something like that. I don't remember, but they do that quite a lot. Bill Smith again says Tuchel said he will give Broja a chance in preseason to starting him if he should go on loan or stay. I wish for him to stay. Again, I think quite a lot of us want the kid to stay because he's a good player. You could argue that, but let's see what happens. Here's Sterling. CR7 signing the three of them. Yeah, it sounds easy, but I don't see that happen because Raphinha wants a Barca. And how do we even know that? Ronaldo scored 18. Y'all claiming his old. No, it's not. His age isn't my problem. At best, he will give our young players motivation and experience. It would be a pleasure to have Ronaldo. Yeah, that was what was argued when Man United signed him, and then boom, it didn't seem to me as if it was all rosy with him. And what's the former the Manchester United legends that left before Carrick took over? Ole. It didn't look as if things were all rosy between him and Ole. It looks like he wanted the whole thing to be all about him. Again, like I've argued before, I think he will cause a lot of issues in the dressing room. And again, our weight structure is already everywhere. It's already everywhere. So, but that's, by the way, I haven't spoken to you about that. Rodrigo, your thoughts on, Ronaldo being linked to Chelsea Football Club and most Chelsea fans calling for the club to sign him. And my argument about what for the Chelsea fans calling for the club to sign him is that they're just not just looking beyond the name. They're not just looking beyond, what he's achieved. They just want him because he's Ronaldo. Mm-hmm. And there's no guarantee if he comes at Chelsea, he makes us a better team. Exactly. But go ahead, your thoughts on that link.
Yeah, I always hear this people saying we need goals, we need this, that's the same mistake we were saying last summer when we signed. Look, I'm not trying to compare Ronaldo to Lukaku, but it's the same we're having. All we need is goals. All we need is this, but we're forgetting that how do we create chances to score goals? We usually create chances in the season before Lukaku we win the ball quickly in the opposition half because our attackers press. The press was very aggressive. We win the ball quickly. Then we create chances. But again, the issue we had then when we create those chances after winning the ball, we couldn't finish them. Or we were missing a lot of them. And then that's what we thought, all right, just by adding a goal scorer will facilitate us be at the end of those chances, we'll win us games. But what we forgot is the person we need to get should be part of the system, should be part of that aggressive press that that Tuchel was implementing. Obviously, Lukaku wasn't able to do that. Now, when we look back at Ronaldo, I don't think Ronaldo, at this age, if you get Ronaldo, you have to build a team around Ronaldo.
And it's as simple as that. Go ahead.
And I think as well with Ronaldo is an amazing player, but there's this pattern ever since he's left Madrid that he's like he's sucking the life out of the team. Every team that he went to, the attackers that were there before, their goals contribution or the goal scoring has decreased. At Juve, Dybala, as soon as Ronaldo joined in, Dybala's contribution and goals starting to decrease because Ronaldo becomes the centerpiece of attention. Every little chance that you create has to go through Ronaldo. At United, say whatever you want about Bruno Fernandes, but as soon as Ronaldo turn up, Bruno Fernandes' numbers decrease and the team overall performance decrease because you literally have to focus all on Ronaldo. All the chances that individuals could have taken, no. Now all they have to do is just give the ball to Ronaldo, and I don't think that's what I want to see my team go through next season. I personally, I'll stay away from Ronaldo. He's an amazing player. At this stage, I think we need to start building as well. We can't be relying on a 37-year-old to score all our goals. And that's
before I go back to Bobby and see if he has anything else to add to that, and that's a very delicious response to that question there, by the way, Rodrigo, and that's why I miss you on the panel. Again, we have 171 people watching. We have just 69 likes. Again, I'd be ungrateful not to say thank you for 69 likes. It's not easy. You guys are absolute legends. I sincerely do appreciate your support. And like I've always told you, I'd rather you like the video than donate to the channel. The likes do more for the channel. There are other ways that the channel can make money. Again, just keep liking the video and also share the stream on whatever social media platforms that you have a presence. Again, I appreciate all your support. The channel is where it is today because of your great support, and I sincerely do appreciate that. I cannot just thank you enough. So keep liking the video, people, if you haven't, and also tell other people about the Blue Monday Show and the channel overall. Again, I'm going to see what I can take care of here. And there was the issue here is that I don't have the small device. And that's why I've convinced Rodrigo to actually join Twitter. So now he's able to get the link as soon as the show starts. Again, if you can join, that will make it easier for me because I don't have the small device all the time with me. If I get the space, I will go get it. I hear Chelsea, I'm not in favor of. Yep, again, I'm not either. Some people among those who hate Chelsea signing Neymar. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Let me see if there's anything else to address here. And Adeoye Emmanuel sounds like my Nigerian brother. He says, I want Cristiano Ronaldo at Chelsea to tutor Havertz and play EPL and Champions League games. Really? Okay. Apart from tutoring, what other stuff do you think he will bring to the club? I'd argue a lot of baggage, most especially there will be issues in the dressing room. Again, that's how I see it. Has Barca found the money to buy Raphinha yet? I think they're on it, and I think somebody like Triblu will educate you even better how that is possible. At Kuchula, it's one thing to change system mid-game, but another from the start of the game. There you go, and there you go. My point is changing systems mid-game, yeah. But changing systems before the start of the game, he hasn't done that much at Chelsea. But you could argue the reason may well be because, again, he doesn't have the personnel. But now he has the chance to sign players that he feels can help him, apply the game the way he wants to. But we'll see. Laporta is the president of president of Barca. Hopes to announce a second tranche of cash injection. Yep, I think you sound like you've been following that. I think they will get money. But again, the argument, or you could say the show on ESPN was how that doesn't solve their problem. It will take like years for them to get out of debt, which only makes sense. Again, Atolo, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well, brother. Again, but more importantly, nice to have you back. He said there's a lot of people coming out and saying Chelsea shouldn't sign CR7, but they forget the impact CR7 had on a merchandise sale for Man United. That's the aspect where I'm thinking maybe, what's his name? Todd Boehlh, being a businessman, being a profit focus may well go for him. But I think we've heard also that he said he's not going to sign any player that Thomas Tuchel doesn't want, which I don't think Thomas Tuchel would want Cristiano Ronaldo at the club and in the dressing room. More importantly, I think he would. It's a signing that wouldn't make sense in terms of team-wise. Some will argue he's old enough, to mentor the younger players, but I think what he brings goes beyond mentoring the young players. He comes with a lot of baggage, and I don't think that would be good for us. Again, Bobby, I'm going to come to you, and I'm going to keep scrolling. Again, thank you very much, guys, for 83 likes. If you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because we can do better than 83 likes now. We have 186 people watching. Do like the video if you're really enjoying the show, and share the stream and the channel on whatever social media platforms where you have presence to help us reach more people. Bobby, you still have more. Do you have anything else to say about the Ronaldo to Chelsea rumors?
Do I have anything else? I don't think I've said anything.
He laughs for us.
Yeah, because I haven't said anything yet. And I'm not sure there's that much to say because, you said that we are going by targets that Tuchel wants. Mm-hmm. And I doubt very much if he will want Ronaldo. But if he does get Ronaldo, it's because he believes he will be scoring goals, which at 38, I really wonder how much he has left in him to do that. And he is looking at the commercial value along with the owners. I think Ronaldo now at this age is a risk. Mm-hmm. He's a big risk. People are still talking of, Ronaldo, he brings this, he brings that. And they're still looking at a younger Ronaldo. 37, 38 years old is quite old for an attacker, and I don't care how well he takes care of himself.
Especially Thomas Tuchel that likes his attackers to press very well.
It's a risk. It is a risk. I would rather, if you're looking for commercial value, I would rather we do some sort of deal for Neymar than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Neymar's a lot younger. If we're going to do that. But you know what, really? I don't think that's a road we should be going down. Ronaldo has to realize that, his playing days are really over. I'm not even sure Bayern will want him. Nobody will want him. There's no sense of him leaving Man United to go to Newcastle, for example, because that's just a backward step. So I don't know. He's still a little bit deluded, coming out saying, "Oh, I want to leave," as if he has so much value. Don't get me wrong, Ronaldo has a good name, but any club that wants to really progress and is serious will not take that risk. That's just my point of view. I mean, what are we? Are we some kind of commercial franchise? I don't think so. We're a serious football club. We want to win games.
Yeah, even though we have owners who are profit focused, I think it's a signing that wouldn't make sense. And that is no matter how you see it. But go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I think that's just it. It's a signing that doesn't make sense. People will tempt you with the perceived commercial value, but as I said, at his age, one injury and you've lost him for a whole season, that sort of thing.
And I feel like he's behind as well in his football. If you watch Ronaldo, his link-up play, I don't know, he wasn't as good as he used to be. I mean, If Ronaldo was 34, I think I would have considered that. When he was leaving leaving Madrid to go to Juve.
Yeah.
If he was, obviously, it was back then, yes, I would have really considered Ronaldo. But right now, I feel
me too. Right now, it's almost insulting. You've given your best years to Man United, Real Madrid, and Juve, and now you want to come to us? I'm not for that at all. I have some self-respect, really.
You should go to Sporting.
He can go wherever he likes.
That was where they signed him, not Benfica, right?
Sporting.
That was where Manchester United signed him from. I was thinking Benfica, but thank you. That helped me. Okay, that's by the way. Now let's talk about this man. You can see on the screen. Excuse me. You can see on the screen. Oh my goodness, saliva just went down the wrong pipe for me, and that's hurts me really badly. This man on the screen, the big man there, Kalidou Koulibaly. I think we really want him. But here is where I think we have a problem right now. I'm hearing from what I'm reading, from a bit of research too, the Juve are looking at him as a replacement for De Ligt. And we've seen that happen before. So I think it would be smart business for them to tell Chelsea, and we're hearing also that talks are progressing between Chelsea and Juventus, which means because De Ligt is capable of playing on the left, leading the back line, or staying centrally, whether we're playing
can I come in here on
4 at the back or 3 at the back on the right hand side. So Juve may well say, okay, you know what, you're gonna pull out of this so we can get him. We need him as a replacement if you really want De Ligt. If not, we're not willing to sell. But go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some developments this morning. First of all, it looks very much as if Man United have indeed turned their back on the whole De Jong thing, well, at least cooled their interest, because I think they've had an offer accepted by Ericsson. So I think they're going down that road, which will further compound Barcelona's issues.
Because Barca wants to milk them. Wants to milk the life out of them. Because probably they're thinking Ten Hag really wanted him. But go ahead.
I mean, that's another thing. But I just thought I'll throw that in there. But coming to this now, I heard today Chelsea have upped their offer for De Ligt. I think they put down 65 plus add-ons and maybe a player. I don't know, but I think they have upped the offer. Now the issue, I don't think Koulibaly has anything to do with it. We can't keep overlapping scenarios. It's like with us now, we're trying to get Raphinha. And at the same time,
that's why we're here to talk about it. There's something to learn there.
I'm just.
But go ahead.
I'm not shutting you down. I'm just.
No. I'm not saying you're shutting me down. I'm just Bobby, you know me. I'm good, bro. Go ahead.
We're to do a deal for Raphinha, and at the same time, we're trying to trade with Barcelona for Alonso. So they're two separate issues. Now, the issue Juventus may have, and I'm just thinking outside the box here, and with Koulibaly, is going to be hard enough for Koulibaly to get a transfer to Chelsea because of the ultras at Napoli for him to go. Now, can you imagine what will happen if he gets a move to Juventus, which is in the same league, the same country? I think that would be a harder move for him. I think for the sake of his peace of mind and his family, he would probably favor a move to Chelsea right out of Italy if he's going to leave Napoli than to keep staying in that same pool of hostility just to go to another club. Now, as a sort of bargaining tool with Juventus, if I was Chelsea, I wouldn't even discuss it. I would not even discuss it. It's not part of the deal. It's not part of anything. Our deal with you for De Ligt has been going on a certain way. We talked about money.
Okay, let me quickly say this, Bobby. You just made a point. Let me quickly say this. Now, when we were talking about Raphinha, you talked about how these players, the moving, to another country, there's a chance Raphinha may have, found a house or something like that, and had already started making plans to move his family. Players usually, if they get an offer from somewhere where they can stay where they are and now go through the process, because this involves, if some of them do have kids, which means if Koulibaly, if he already has, if he has kids already who are learning whatever they're learning in Italian, moving to England will complicate things for him. But staying in Italy with Juventus makes things easier. Where I read that, their primary concern is Koulibaly would prefer to stay in Italy if an offer comes from a club like Juventus, which keeps him and his family there. That makes sense. That argument from that aspect makes sense. But go ahead.
Look, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I'm just talking from a Chelsea point of view. And from a Chelsea point of view, I would not have it as...
You wouldn't entertain Juve if they even come up with that idea of letting them keep sign Koulibaly while you're taking De Ligt. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, who they want to replace De Ligt is their business. It's got nothing to do with us. Having said that, Chelsea have been doing international deals for years. We've been getting players with families from all over the world for a long time. And I know for a fact, if you work in a normal workplace, if you're traveling a long way to go to your workplace, you're often given a relocation allowance. I know for a fact Chelsea not only do things like that, but they will have designated people to settle in your family. You don't need to think about it. They will take care of that, whether it's schools, whether it's language lessons, that's why Chelsea Football Club is a big club. We do these things. Even with the new ownership, I'm sure that infrastructure is still there to slot in seamlessly. So Koulibaly, if he wishes to stay in Italy, it's just a matter of preference. He might feel it's too unsettling for his children to change countries and start learning different languages and so on. That many players sometimes they go and play in one country and leave their family in another country. Now it's not ideal, but they do that. I mean, look for example, look at Thiago Silva. When he came over, his wife is very proactive in his career. But his wife came with him, and Chelsea Football Club organized their new home, schools for the children. You know, they did everything liaising with the wife. Now, that's how he wanted to do it. Another example, Michael Ballack, for example, when he came to Chelsea, I think his family stayed in Germany for a long time before they eventually came and joined him. I mean, it depends on the player's preference. Even Tuchel himself, his family stayed in Germany, or was it France? Before, I know he's divorced now, but you know they were separated for a long time because he chose to travel with his job. So there's so many ways this can be done depending on what the player wants. And if he wants Juve, fine. There's nothing we can do about it. But I think we do De Ligt separately and still go for Koulibaly with Napoli.
Yeah, that's makes a perfect argument. Again, people, we have 182 people watching, and we have 100 likes. I must say thank you to you all. You guys are absolute legends. Again, it's not easy. I appreciate that. I thank you. But keep liking the video. Like I said, let's shoot for 300 likes a day. I know we can do that. We're already at 100. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. It's not easy. The channel is growing as fast as it's growing because of your amazing support. It's not something I cannot do alone myself. No, it is all because of you and the panelists who I don't pay anything, by the way. So again, thank you for your amazing support. Rodrigo, you go ahead. I'll talk about the Koulibaly situation. What you think before I catch up with the chat, because I've left them for a while and I'm far too behind.
Yeah. Just quickly, I would hope that we're not talking to Juve and telling them, right, if we sign the Ligt, we're not gonna go in for Koulibaly. I think that's a bit risky for us to do so. Is that we can't be communicating to clubs about targets that we have in mind to pursue. But in terms of, I personally, I'm not really a big fan of the Ligt, especially for the money that they're asking for. I understand he's a young centre-back. He's, 22, 23 years old, and he can stay with us for a long time. Maybe he'll have time to improve because 22-year-old centre-back, you're still a baby in terms of like defence, because defenders usually mature later on in their career. But for the money they're asking, that's the best tip. It's probably because we are so desperate to have numbers in. So,
but look, you must consider that his actually buyout clause.
It's 120.
I think it's around 140. Yeah, I think so, or 120. And he was reluctant to renew when they were trying to get him to sign a new deal. That was before. I think now he's bent on what really wants to leave. He asked them to reduce that before he signs a new deal. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I would. Yeah, if I was part of the board, what I would say is you sign the Ligt, and then also try to get Koulibaly, if obviously budget allows. But it looks like the Ligt deal is advancing really well. It looks like we're pretty much there in terms of like agreeing on a fee. I'm hearing it'll be about £65 million, and plus.
Yeah, that's a number that's being floated around.
So hopefully, I wouldn't. At this point, I would, because we actually only have one experienced centre back in the club. That's Thiago Silva, who can't play every game. So there's an urgency here, more urgent than Sterling, I would say, is to get the league, to get that situation resolved as soon as possible, and then try to get in for that second option. And I feel personally, I'm a Koulibaly fan because I feel like his experience and his abilities will really help our team. So we get the Ligt, if we still have money, we should also go for Koulibaly. Because I'm hearing the parasite club called Barcelona are also in for Koulibaly. So I don't know where. Oh no, or rather Koulibaly want to go to Barcelona,
And we also heard that Napoli they're offering him to Barcelona.
Cheaper at a discount price.
But I'm thinking, knowing De Laurentiis very well, that's the Napoli president. To him, I'd argue that that the fact that we're hearing that they're offering him to Barcelona is a strategy to get Chelsea to give him, because they want what's his name? They want Breuer. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I think it's a strategy to get Chelsea to hurry up, or to get this deal done. Because it looks like Napoli, I think they're resigning the fact that Koulibaly will be leaving. So now they're just trying to work out what's the best deal they can get. And obviously, if you tell Chelsea, like, right, Barcelona are also in for this player and we're willing to give him to Barcelona, then that makes Chelsea maybe act a bit faster. Because I'm hearing that Chelsea, I don't know, his agent was in London last week or the week before. So we don't know if he came in to have conversation with a number of London clubs, but I believe, the only London club that really in for him is really Chelsea. I don't think they went to see Spurs and Arsenal. So I think there are some discussions in the background for Koulibaly. I would say we go for the Ligt, and if money allows, we also go for Koulibaly. ASAP. It's a matter of urgency. We need these defenders, I would say, before we fly to America, or at least they can join in America with us.
When are they flying? I think
We're flying the 9th of July.
On the 9th, that's how many days from now? That's like
our first game
5 days.
Our first game is on the 16th of July. I think we're flying there on the 9th. I think, yeah.
Again, hopefully we get them both, but that's a chance. But like Bobby says, I think if we don't get him, it's not gonna be. If he feels like he want to stay in Italy, that's up to him. And like Bobby explained, we've had players who had their families living outside the country while they played for Chelsea. Again, I know that happens, but if I were Koulibaly, I'd prefer to stay with my family, because long distance relationships can be very, very problematic. Go ahead. You wanted to say something, Rodrigo?
I haven't heard really much about Juve financial status. Status. Are they struggling for cash? Because obviously, if they are, then Napoli would know, like, Juve just received £60 million from Chelsea, and then they can now decide to put a premium price on Koulibaly. So I don't know if Juve can afford Koulibaly after selling the Ligt. If they need to again pay off some debt, or they're using the Ligt money to invest elsewhere. So I don't know. I don't know if Juve can afford the Ligt. Sorry, Koulibaly.
Yeah, I honestly don't know too much about their financial status. If you're in the chat, let us know if you know well whether Juventus are fine financially or not. But again, you asked a good question. I was still wondering why they let Dybala go, but you could argue his form of late in recent years, in the past 2 years or so, aren't the best. But that's by the way. I'm going to try and catch up with the chat. And again, if you haven't, first of all, I want to say thank you for 114 likes. That's not easy. I appreciate that. And we still have 169 people watching, so we can do better than 114. If you haven't, take a second to like the video. And also, please do me a favor. Also, like the video. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel to help the channel grow and help us reach more people. Kronos Dan says, could we be forcing Barca to pay 60 million, then go after Lewandowski? Here's me being wishful. There's a chance that will happen. It depends on their priority. It depends on what player they want the most. I think that's where they will put their money the more. Again, in the attacking area, you could argue they don't have too much of a problem there, given they still have Alba. Yeah, because maybe they need Lewandowski. Let's see. We're not sure where their priority is, but we'll see. True Blue says, just to enlighten on people, Manchester United AFC have a unique kit deal. They get more from sales than other clubs who only get £10 per shirt. I think I've heard that before, but thank you very much. It makes perfect sense to talk about it. Ronaldo wants to win. Just Viola, don't we want winners? I think Chelsea's ambition matches his ambition. First of all, before I say what I want to say further, go check out Fair Boys YouTube channel. It's called Fair Chelsea Analysis. I think you'd like him. But on this one, I disagree. Wanting to win doesn't mean you will win. Wanting to win, first of all, it's a different thing altogether. Then winning, it's a whole another thing. When you talk about that, bring into context what we've argued here. He's going to bring a lot of issues into the dressing room. And if you paid good attention to what Rodrigo said about Ronaldo, it just seemed as every other club he's joined since he left Barca, he's caused problems for the attackers they had there already. Their numbers are dropped significantly while he's, as his own grows. So again, that shows you that's a chance. I think my argument is still correct. Wherever he goes, it's always about him or nothing. Again, that's how I see it. But that's, by the way, again, thank you again for 122 likes. I know we can do better than that. Let's shoot for 300 likes for today's show. It's been a brilliant show so far. The conversation, I think we're learning quite a lot from it. King Slayer CFC, I don't select a player who can unbalance the group. Wow, this is just delicious. I think you could argue this is the first delicious comment today. I don't select a player who can unbalance the group, not even if his name is Lionel Messi. Ziyech's behavior, that's the part I disagree, does not fit the selection. Morocco national team coach, I thought you were talking about Ronaldo. So to me, this doesn't count as a delicious comment no more. If you're talking about Ziyech, here's the thing. I will not bring his issues in the Moroccan national team to Chelsea. It's a different, you could say, scenario or environment altogether, if you prefer putting it that way. I think his stay at Chelsea, there are quite a few factors you will look at and say that's the reason why he's underperformed. And I've talked about that here on Chelsea Perspective a zillion times, and I wouldn't want to go into it again. I have to be honest with you, but I get your point. Again, I won't judge his behavior in the national team here. We from Houston's side of the story, no. I think he's a big boy, and he didn't say much about what happened. All we heard is about what the coach said and what he thinks about the player. And the coolest Charles, that's the name of Tobago's YouTube channel. It was launched yesterday. I was there. Bobby was there. I think DJ Sark was in the chart. Ty Talks was there. A few other guys. If you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe. And thank you very much to Chama Yosef, who was here with us yesterday. And when I asked people to go subscribe, she went and she told them, Coachilla sent me here. Please, if you subscribe, tell them I sent you. My choice list are Robert Lewis. I know that if you don't have Lewandowski in that on your list there, I'd ask for your ID. Cristiano Ronaldo 3. Anyone except Dembele, and I know why. But that's you. Why Ronaldo at this point? How certain is Raphinha that Barcelona is going to be able to sign him? Again, I don't know. That's a question I cannot truthfully answer you. So I'm just going to move on. And let me just come back to the panel, and I'll be scrolling through whatever we have in the chat there. And there's a chance I will skip to the very bottom. And if I see any delicious comment, I know the audience, be rest assured, I will read it out to you. Again, thank you for 129 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 300 likes a day, and I think we're almost halfway there. If you haven't, take a second to like the video. And I'm going to repeat myself also, like I've done before. Again, I really, prefer the likes over your donations. If you can't, just like the video. I prefer the likes to your donations. The likes will do more for the channel than donations. Again, your support alone, being in the chat, watching the videos, those things do go a long way, and we'll do more for the channel. So thank you again for the likes, but keep liking the video, and also please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let me come back to the panel, and while I ask you guys this question, I want to know, Rodrigo, any update for us on anything we haven't spoken about? We still have things that we lined up that we want to talk about here, but I want to give you the opportunity. If you have any updates for us you think we haven't heard here, go ahead, educate us, brother.
Yeah, no, I don't know what else you have in plan for us. So I don't want to bring up.
Go ahead. If it is part of it, then we'll skip it. No worries.
Yeah. Well, no update really, but I don't know why the Kunde, this name keep coming up, but I don't know why that went quiet. I don't know. Name again. That probably tells me it was never Tuchel's main priority. Then I guess. Because that name just literally disappeared from all narratives. And then the other one is it's probably everyone have seen this. Raheem Sterling and selling his house, and it looks like that deal is imminent. But one thing I found strange is I thought we'd already agreed on a transfer fee, but now it looks like discussions are still being held, but we haven't actually agreed a fee yet. So there's conflicting reports on that one. But yeah, for me, Sterling alone doesn't really resolve. It doesn't resolve everything that we need. I think we need someone to pair Sterling with a creator, or someone that can play with Sterling. And then that again, maybe that when we come to this topic, that brings another issue, because we play with two number sixes. We need a player that can drop in midfield to make up a 3-man midfield. Otherwise, we'll be outnumbered. So yeah.
Yeah, but again, in terms of that Sterling talk, I think you're right. I think at first, Fabrizio Romano and all the journalists were tweeting it's practically done. I had to even make a thumbnail that says it's done, because I believe them, but I've learned the hard way, and I hated myself when I started seeing reports, talks are still ongoing. I just don't know why. Bobby, your thoughts on the Sterling's case? What's going on? What's the delay? We're hearing that he's also on the verge of selling his house to Trent Alexander-Arnold and all that. Now we're still seeing a new report saying, talks are progressing. But before, what we heard was that a deal has been agreed. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the apathy I have towards this guy is astonishing. I'm not excited at all. At all, I just look at it as, if it happens.
But just look beyond that, and let's talk about what's holding the deal, because go ahead.
It's part of the answer, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, go ahead.
The deal has been close for the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what else anybody can have to offer. It's it's close, so he sold his house, so it's close, so he's walking his dog. I don't know. It's like if it's close, get it done. I'm tired of him. I really am. What else can we say about this guy? There's been agreement, and it's what I would rather update is a few other points to add to the sort of minor updates of the increased offer for De Ligt. And that is that Napoli are eyeing 2 Chelsea players for a swap deal. They're looking at Rubin and they're looking at Emerson. And I believe the reason why they're looking at 2 players...
Is it Napoli, or are you talking about Lazio?
No, Napoli.
Napoli, really? Okay, go ahead. That's new to me. Go ahead.
Is Sarri not at Napoli?
No, Lazio.
Oh, Lazio. Okay.
Lazio, yeah.
Lazio. Then, and I think the reason why they're looking at 2 players in a swap deal is that Koulibaly is in our sights, and so is this Mijatovic, the midfielder.
Milinkovic Savic. SMS.
That is still boiling over. Cooking. So, that grabs my interest, and that's fresh, and let's see where that goes. But as far as Sterling is concerned, I think everybody's tired of it. Even the journalists are tired of it. Just announce it, Caesar. The American tour starts in 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks by a day. And we need at least 2 or 3 of these guys in place to even make sense of that tour. If we're taking a whole bunch of academy kids to the American tour, where's the commercial value in that?
Exactly.
So I don't know, tired of it, tired of all this. He's coming. Come already, crikey! How long does it take?
Yeah, stop coming and come.
Exactly. City have announced their deal. You see him in the shirt for Calvin Phillips. Arsenal have announced their deal for Jesus. You see him in the shirt. And Chelsea are still close. Come on, man. This is where I get frustrated. I don't like things like this. And this was what I used to get frustrated about with the old board. I know we have a legitimate reason for the time it's taken us to get deals across the line. But this particular one, there has been no competition. It's been agreement all the way. So I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, there's no certain where we are with that deal already. Let's transition into this man here. I don't know. I don't have his picture. This man. Let's transition to this man right here. Let me start with you, Rodrigo. Is he a player you want at Chelsea? And he plays for Lazio. Yeah. So if Lazio want 2 of our players, you could argue those players aren't really starters at Chelsea. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is one of them. I think I heard also before that he wants Kepa Arrizabalaga, but it remains to be seen whether Chelsea would let him go. But I think it wouldn't make sense since Thomas Tuchel don't trust him, and it doesn't even trust them to even come in for penalties anymore. So now they want Ruben Loftus-Cheek, they want Emerson, and both players. Emerson wasn't who signed Emerson for us? Was it? No, it was Kunde. Conte, but Sarri preferred Emerson to Alonso, so he wants him. I'm not surprised. Now, don't you think we should have left them, have those 2 players, and then get Savic?
I don't think Savic is what we need. Savic is a number 8, an attacking midfielder. And the issue we're gonna have with Savic is if you're gonna play him in a 6-6, it might be similar to what you have with Saul. Obviously, he's a bit better than Saul in terms of skills and stuff, but is that?
I'd rather say Kovacic.
Yeah, so it's like you're forcing this player to play in a number 6 in those 6 position where he's more attacking minded player. So if you play Savic, you still need to pair him with Jorginho. But our issue last year was we also Jorginho was weak in transition when it comes to covering spaces between him and the centre backs. And I actually don't think, because Savic being attacking minded, I'm not comfortable with Savic.
Let me just quickly do this. I want to ask the people in the chat a question about Savic. So as you're talking, let me just end this one. The poll that asks, who do you think will sign Koulibaly? 27% says Juventus, 65% says Chelsea, 7% says Barcelona. But we'll see what happens. So go ahead with your Savic comment. Let me put out a poll about him.
Yeah, the last point I want to make is I'm not comfortable with Savic because him being an attacking-minded player, I'm not comfortable with him receiving the ball in dangerous areas. Because the way we always build up, you always see Thiago receive the ball, give it to Jorginho to sort of like absorb the press and then pass. The reason we do that so then we can hit the teams in behind them. So if you have a player that's mostly attacking-minded, there's chances that he receives the ball from Thiago, and the chance that he might lose the ball. And losing the ball in that area is very dangerous. That brings my point to sometimes Kovacic does that, and he could be costly. But Jorginho is very good at receiving the ball under pressure and knowing how to distribute it. So I don't see Savic.
Go ahead.
Because when you're part of those sixes, you can be, obviously you need to communicate with your partner. So you go up, the other one stays behind, and he goes up, you stay, and then you have to be comfortable when the centre backs receive the ball. You have to be comfortable to get the ball under pressure, beat the press, and release to either wing backs or to your midfield partner. So I don't know. I feel like this guy is really a good attacking eight, but is he good at being
Here's
deep?
the thing. We've argued before, and most people have argued and believed that Thomas Tuchel will play mainly with a three-at-the-back system come next season. Even if that's the case, if you have Savic as one of the two sixes, he's capable of fulfilling that role. That is in the manner of with which Kovacic fulfills that role, which means we have two players who's capable of fulfilling one of the role of the six, and that is a hybrid of 8 and a 6.
Yeah,
Kovacic is able to do that now. And that's actually been, you could argue, it's very, very pivotal to the way we play. Kovacic being able to fulfill that role from the deep, from a deeper area of the pitch. I think Savic, he's able to do that. And you can actually, it depends on what the manager asks him to do. He can be disciplined if need be, and he's very aggressive too.
Control the tempo. Can you progress the ball from the back all the way to?
I think he can. It depends. I think all you have to do is, if we continue playing 2 6s, which I don't like, because if we play a single 6, we have one more player join the attack. But that's, by the way, I think he can. That's my argument. But I understand your point quite clearly.
But how much are they? So the players plus cash. Is that one?
I'm not. Sorry, what's that question again?
How much are they looking for him? Is he playing?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But the fact is, I'm not sure it's going to be a straight swap, and he's not actually that costly. I think it's around 35 to 45. I'm hearing.
Yeah, because I don't know. Because personally, I wanted the player to come in for Jorginho. I wanted a.
No, I don't think. I'd rather De Jong for Jorginho. I think this guy. I don't think he'd be able. I don't think he'd be able to fulfill the Jorginho role. Again, that's how I see it.
Yeah, because we don't have in the squad. We don't have anyone that can do that. Only the one that come close to do it is Billy Gilmore, but he's too young, and he's physically not imposing enough to be in that.
I was just gonna say you made a delicious comment, but you just ruined it by saying he's still too young. Now, Rodrigo, did you watch the games he played for us? Literally in all of them, big games, he won man of the match in all of them. Billy Gilmore smoked Fabinho of Liverpool. Billy Gilmore went toe-to-toe, aerial battle with Ronaldo against United, and he won. Oh my goodness. I love you, but I can't believe you did that to me, Rodrigo. But okay, I forgive you anyway. That's, by the way. Again, people, thank you very much for 138 likes, but I know we can do better than that. And again, I appreciate all your support. We have 161 people watching, so we can do better than 138 likes. And I want to welcome Declan to the panel. Declan, your thoughts on the argument regarding us getting Savic. Not argument, no, the suggestion, things. And also, I've learned that Sarri really pushed him to come to Chelsea, so that probably he will use that to get the players he wants at the club. Your thoughts, is this something you think we should do? And the player they want is Emerson, which I know Thomas Tuchel don't trust that much, and also Ruben Loftus-Cheek, which you could argue also that he doesn't trust him.
Big up, everyone. So yeah, there's a lot I want to discuss. I was listening to the show and I was like, wish I was there. But in terms of Savic, I mean, I agree with Rodrigo the way he detailed it, because Savic in a lot of ways is similar to Kovacic. And if we really wanted two Kovacic players, I don't think that's what we're after. If you saw when we put, maybe a best example was maybe Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Kante, when we had two players progressing the ball. If we had one good sitter and then one that progressed, that would be ideal. And everyone says Savic can sit, but I think if he sits, takes away from a lot of his strengths, to be honest. So, I mean, ideally if you can get like a two players that are like a versatile. If Kova can do a job sitting, and then so can Savic, and they're alternating, and it gives a tactical advantage like that. Who goes who. It's hard to lock down someone when you don't know who's going to go up first, and they can help each other like that. That would be ideal. I mean, having said that, we're keeping the same formation, but overall, Savic is a good player, and if Lazio want a player and we can get him on the cheap,
let me say quickly this to you. Let me say quickly this to you. I get your point. He's like for Kovacic, you could argue, but he's more physical. Here's the thing. Have you noticed that in most cases when Kovacic isn't playing, we struggle? How about we have two players who's capable of fulfilling that hybrid number 8 role in our team? What Chelsea?
I agree. But you're not suggesting we're buying this guy to back up as Kovacic. I think he's that good to start.
No. Again, we have too many games to play, and Kovacic shouldn't be starting every game. He's a human being. He burns out at the point.
Yeah, I agree. It just, I mean, that's why I think I went through that analogy. Who is he coming in for? Are we, because just previously you guys were talking about Jorginho leaving. Is he a Jorginho replacement, or is he a Kante replacement? Like where, I mean, it's more of something we have, which is great. But is the priority to find someone that's going to replace Jorginho if he's leaving? Is he the solution? Because that's what you guys were talking about previously. That's the question. And regardless, if, like I said, if they want some of our players, it solves two problems at once. If a player wants to go and we get him cheaper, I'm all for it. Even if he is similar to Kovacic, right? We're getting a good player at a cheaper price. We're getting an outgoing player that wants to go, and that solves two problems. So I'm all for it if that's the case. Just in terms of replacing Jorginho, if that's what he is for, then maybe it's not a like for like, or it's not maybe solving the issue. But
here's
everything else,
another way
I'm all
to
for
see it, Declan. I don't mean to cut you out. I just want to make this point clear before Bobby and Matt gets to speak. Again, I just want to come in with the fact that traditionally Sarri plays with 4-3-3, and this guy is usually deployed on the right-hand side. And we read something. Let me see if I can still find it, and then I'll bring back the screen on. And quickly, I wanted to say thank you to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you. If I haven't read your comment today, I will get to it, and I'll try to get to as much as those ones that questions are in the chat as much as I can. And also, again, I'm preparing to bring in a studio engineer that will help me highlight the comments and make it easier. Again, it's just me in the studio. And something that I saw that really made me understand, yes, the Chelsea perspective followers are like a family. Intentionally, I was showing the studio with a second camera, which I was just experimenting with switching the camera and all that. But I've gotten a few inbox from the members in the chat letting me know it is showing they're thinking it's a mistake. And I sincerely do appreciate that love. That makes me feel like, yes, we're indeed a family here. We're here together as all Chelsea supporters. Let me see if I can find that comment I wanted to show you, because I think it matters to this conversation. Declan, before you continue, apologies to you. I think it's this one. So see what it says, Declan. If you can see it, can you see it, or should I zoom in on it even more?
I can see it.
Okay, now it says that according to the Athletic, and I've thought about that before. Actually, I've argued that I think if he now that he has a chance to sign players, he will be looking for players that will help him play multiple formations. He says, according to the Athletic, there are strong indications that Thomas Tuchel is looking for new signings that will ease the transition to a different system. And more especially that he wants to play a back four. And remember, most people have also argued that he's stuck with a back three system because that's what's most suitable to the players he has in the defensive area. So go ahead with the comment you're making. Well, so if he's going to switch to a back four, he's more likely to go with 4-2-2-2 that he is strong. He likes that formation or 4-3-3.
Not necessarily. I can touch on this, and you've heard me talk about this before.
Yeah.
When Tuchel came in, the three at the back system was pitched. I keep forgetting his name. The Wigan assistant coach, the guy that came from Wigan, that came under Lampard, but he's still in the coaching staff.
Yeah,
right?
The defensive, you could call him I've forgotten his name, but he did quite well.
I keep forgetting his name too. What was it, Rodrigo?
Rodrigo, did you say his name?
Joe Edward or something like that.
Joe. Yeah.
Is it Edwards?
I'll try to remember.
Yeah, I think so. But go ahead.
All right. Well, yeah. So because Tuchel came in, remember straight away, one training had to go. That formation was suggested to him, and that came out in the interview, right? Now Tuchel put his own touch and twist to it, right? And then there were certain elements that he did at PSG as well, playing Marquinhos in the midfield, right? Marquinhos dropped back, made a little free, and it had elements of his what he wanted. And he's played that before. He's even tried Neymar in a wing back role. So he did the free in the back and put his own twist to it. It's so easy for Tuchel to keep everything the same, right? All he has to change, right? We can play exactly the same way, and all he has to change is one centre back to one midfielder. And that person is key, because right now, if Jorginho had defensive abilities and was defensively strong, right? Then you wouldn't need an extra centre back, right? Because five people, the two midfielders and the three centre backs are the people that are ready for a counter attack, right? They're your five people that are staying back. So he can easily change. And right now, instead of buying so many centre backs, right? If this is the time to get to play with less centre backs, this is the perfect time, because we have to buy so many, right? So we don't have to buy as many, and we have a lot of midfielders, so it solves the problem. But what we do need is someone in the midfield with a strong, defensive ability that makes up for that centre back, and then we throw an extra midfielder in. All of a sudden, you got a back four. Everything will play exactly the same way, right?
I'd be surprised if you finish this discussion and not talk about Rice.
No. Rice was a name that I said that I thought filled that mold. Maybe Savic is that person. Go ahead with your comment.
We're on Savic right now. Go
ahead.
Yeah.
So maybe they've identified a Savic that can be that person, right? This is and why I said all this is because of that small tweak. It becomes a back four, and we play exactly the same, right? That's how easy it is. That's how easy you can tweak it, right? The 4-4-2, the 4-2-2-2 was really for Ziyech, Lukaku. It was really for the players, that one. But it's not something you see in history, like in what he's done at PSG and that. The way we're playing now, you've seen him done at PSG. You see some elements from Dortmund, and it's his style. But the 4-2-2 wasn't really that. It was that was more to try find something for the players, right? So maybe what you're saying, right, and you could be spot on. Savic is that person, right, to fix that tweak, to make that transition, and then we don't have to buy as many centre backs, right? We can only we buy one or two. That's it. We're okay. And then we can throw extra midfield. We got Connor. We got Conor Gallagher. We got Mount that can drop back in. Solved, right? It makes less players to buy. So I think not even tactically, transfer the way we're going about to fix our transfer problem, that's going to solve less players needed. And then we should, if we want to get an idea if this is true, right? And if the Savic links are strong, then you can probably get an idea of maybe what kind of change he's going for.
So overall, are you in supporters of us getting him and giving Sarri the players he wants from Chelsea?
Of course, like I said, Savic is a good player, right? And there could be a bigger context to it, is what I was explaining, right? He becomes more of an important role because of the changes. But overall, if we stay the same, he is similar to Kovacic, which is good and bad, I guess, when you have both of them playing, or he can play backup. But regardless, if we're giving players, we're going to get him on the cheap, and that's, I think, the more important part. We're getting a good player on the cheap, and I think that's why I'm all for it.
Matt, thank you very much for that great input there. Matt, your thoughts on that suggestion?
Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to Coachella. Welcome back. Haven't had the chance
Thank
to
you,
talk
brother.
in a while.
Big up to you too. And apologies again for missing your show. Like I explained, the time it was scheduled for is a time at which the Blue Morning show starts.
No, that's all right. I assumed that, when I asked, I was all right with that. But definitely get you on again another time. But on Savic, I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's a baller. But I've been asking the same question, and because I've always seen him as an 8. I've always known him as an attacker. I've never known him to be more of a defensive player. I've never had that in mind, but I've never seriously watched him. I've been an observer of him, but I haven't really been paying attention to him constantly. So I've always asked the question that, does he fit our system? At the moment we're looking for someone who can play a defensive role. A possible Jorginho replacement. Now, I would keep Jorginho, me personally, but obviously Jorginho's not going to stay for the next 3-4 years. I think after next year, that's it. I think after next year, he's probably gone. So we need someone for that replacement. But the player we're bringing in is more of an attacking-minded player. I personally will go for someone who's got a bit more defensively-minded player. And, I don't think there's someone on the market that can fix that. I think that player's already gone. That player's already taken. We've already missed out on 3 of the opportunities. So I'm not sure what we go from here. I don't know how Savic really... I think Savic fixes some of our problems in the terms of creation, but I'm not sure how he fixes the problem of our defensive strategy. Now, obviously, if we go back to a 4-3-3, we will be playing with, I'm assuming, 1 DM and 2 8s. So who plays that DM? Because Jorginho, we know he really can't play a lone DM. I mean, he did it for Italy, but can we keep him consistent for a whole 32-game season, plus Champions League and all that? And then if we play our, obviously, 3-4-3, we can have Savic in there, but wouldn't we have to have Jorginho constantly in there? Because we've seen Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek play together, 2 8 attacking-minded players, and that kind of fallen out because there was no one who could really defend, if you get what I'm saying with that. So where does Savic fit in our system? That's the question I want to ask.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. If we play 4-3-3, then you have a place for him. And the good again, something you said that again, it's a serious concern for me playing Jorginho as a lone as a single 6 in the Premier League. We will be in serious trouble. That brings me.
I want to add, Coach. Sorry. Sorry. So if I just add as well quickly, as well in the 8 position, we already have Cover, Mount. If we get Savic and possibly Gallagher. So I think Savic is an upgrade to all of them for sure, but is he a priority? So, as I said, I still want to know the question if he fits in our system, and then we can kind of dictate from there. But I'm not sure he can play that defensive role, and that's someone we need right now because we already have Mount, Cover, Gallagher as 8s or as attacking-minded midfielders. We need someone, and Loftus-Cheek. We need someone who's a defensive-minded player, and is Savic the guy to do that? I'm not sure. I can't answer that, and that's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, I think you make a good argument there. And with that, again, if you haven't, please go check out Matt's YouTube channel. It's got Zivoli YouTube channel, great content. If you haven't, please go check it out. We'll try and share the link to his channel by the end of the show, before the end of the show, so you can go check it out. And if you're able to do that yourself right now, while you wait for me, do let him know I sent you. Now, this comment here now, Bobby, I'm going to start you on this one, because I know you and I have discussed the Savage. You've talked about the Savage situation. It is Don Parsons. Don Parsons says, "How much is the formation driving these exits?" I can't pronounce that one. Exits. Thank you. I think I got it right now. Now, Tuchel wants to change the formation to ease the burden on the back. I think the first part is where I'm really interested. The first part of the sentence, because that's the argument of most people I know. Stav or True Blue is in the chat here also, and then some other people. Now, Bobby, your thoughts on that first part of this sentence that says, how much is the formation driving these exits? Again, exits. Do we still have Bobby around, or have we lost him? I can move to someone else if that's the case. Oh, okay, Rodrigo, you come in. If Bobby comes, I'll let him speak later.
What? For me to see this, I want to see us being linked to certain type of midfielders. So yeah, so the Savic one, but Savic coming in doesn't help us play in the back four really. Is it? Because the reason we can't play right now in the back four, everyone keeps saying, is because we centre backs get exposed because we don't have competent DM.
I think you missed the question probably because you're at work and at the same time on the panel. Did you see the comment on the screen?
Yeah, how much is the formation driving these exits? Oh, okay.
Yes, that's the part. Yeah, I'm interested in really.
Yeah, but we haven't seen anyone leaving yet. So
just for instance, Ziyech. Like, for instance, if really Pulisic wants to leave, you could argue he's been played out of position because we don't play with wingers mainly, because the wing backs, they fulfill the role. They operate up and down the flanks there. They fulfill the roles of wingers. So usually the wingers we have are played as number 8.
Yeah. So even then, I don't see the Pulisic leaving rumors have really died down. I think they were just media trying to link. But the Ziyech one, I can see that. I think that also is linked to the fact that we want to get Raphinha, or want to get mainly Raphinha really. So I think Ziyech probably see himself, and he probably want more game time as well. Yeah, he reached a stage of his career where he feels like staying here, playing second fiddle to the likes of Mount and Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi is not really prepared to do that. So yeah, I think it's not really about formation. When I look at the players that it's Ziyech going, yeah, I don't think it's.
Really. Yeah, again, I'd argue otherwise, because that's where the whole thing starts. That leads to him being played where you could argue he doesn't like to be played. But I get your argument, Matt. Let me come to you before I go to Declan. Your thoughts on that comment? That is particularly the first part of the sentence.
Kanye.
Well, realistically, yes, a lot of players should be leaving due to the formation, that we play, because obviously a lot of them don't fit in it. Example, Ziyech, Loftus-Cheek, possibly even, Barkley and or Edward Werner. So I would say that yes, that is a driving factor to why players would leave. However, I would me personally, I would keep Ziyech if we go to a 4-3-3 and we get 2 attackers, and I would remove Werner and Hudson-Odoi. But if we can,
but it's looking more likely. If you remember, I think Matt, you were here on the panel when we talked about it. It's more likely that Ziyech is the one who's asked to leave, but we don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's gone anyway. I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, AC Milan pretty much got him. I'm saying hypothetically, I would keep him if we go to a 4-3-3. But again, we're getting, he's gone. He wants to leave. That's fine. It's fine with me. But yeah, I think that is a driving factor to why players want to leave, and that's because of the formation. And again, maybe some players don't even know what we're playing next season, but there should be more exitings happening due to the formation play. As I said, Werner, Loftus-Cheek, Barkley, these players should be leaving. I'm not sure why they're not. Maybe because no clubs want them, but we'll see.
I think maybe they need to have that conversation with with the manager. The manager needs to tell this be part of my plan or not. I think Tuchel's back in today, so maybe they'll have that conversation in the coming few days, where they'll tell them
Yeah,
exactly.
true. Because they've just got him back, so maybe we could see some more of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before I go to the clan, I want to say big up to my brother, IBZ. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Again, I know you're very busy. That's probably the reason why you didn't join today. Or did I miss sending you the link? I think I'm having a serious issue, because a lot of stuff I installed here, switching from one application to the other to share the link has been very difficult. But again, I'll try and sort that out. But that's, by the way, nice to see you, brother. I'll send the cloud over to you. Your thoughts on that comment?
On this comment?
No, you on the comment that says
the comment.
how much is the formation driving these exits?
Yeah, this comment.
Yeah.
Is the formation we have now is driving the exit? That's what he's referring to? Yeah.
No, he's asking how much of it is due to how much of the exit is due to the formation. Again, there are two. We're not sure of too many exits right now, but we have one that you could argue the reason comes down to the formation that the manager preferred to use this past season.
The Ziyech one feels like that, but at the same time, some players aren't good enough. Some players can't do the fundamentals of what Tuchel demands, right? Not just the formation. I mean, if they could do what he asked at a certain level, I think they'll be okay. But for someone like Ziyech, who really is really rigid, and I think that's what Tuchel prefers, maybe a little bit of versatility in a player because he wants something more from a role. The Ziyech one is a strong one for that comment. I'm not sure who else would fill in that comment. Maybe the out and out wingers, maybe like someone like Cho doesn't benefit.
Christian Pulisic.
Maybe Pulisic. Yeah, but Pulisic should be more to adapt because he's played through the middle. He's not an out and out winger all the time. He's been the best, so he should be more adaptable. He's just not having the greatest time, and maybe lacks minutes. Maybe who knows? But having said that, going back to the Athletic report you said, and what if we're going to totally change and go 4-3-3 and play wingers and go back to just change it all up, and then these players should be staying if that was the case. So we'll see. I think the Ziyech one is the only one I can think of that fits that comment, and none of the other people.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. Now, I want to, Rodrigo, let me start with you. How acquainted are you with the Dembele story, or conundrum, if you prefer? What do you think is going on?
Yeah, I've been following that, and I find it very strange. Dembele might now sign with Barcelona on reduced wages.
Yeah, that's the funny aspect of the whole thing.
Yeah, so I think he should be he should be looking at his agent really funny, because they had this deal on the table since December, and they saw, and I think I was watching someone said about how Dembele suddenly turned up in the second half of the season. He was playing for that contract, and he was hoping more clubs would come in for him, and then he could use those clubs as a leverage to try to get a better deal with Barcelona. But what he forget is a lot of clubs know his injury record. They know what happened in the prior season. So no club in a right mind was willing to give him what he wanted, like ridiculous high wages. So now he's in a position where he has to go with his tail between his legs back to Barcelona with a reduced wage. Or
you think that will happen?
I think there's still a chance he might sign for us, but for us, he's gonna be on terms that obviously on reduced terms, still higher than what Barca offering him, but
No, I
reduced.
don't think so. I think the argument is that we're offering him less, except if we're going back to him with a better contract. Right now, I'm hearing we've offered him something else. But go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm thinking maybe he was hoping to get in and around 300 or 350k a week. Maybe we're now willing to go. Maybe we're willing to go to like maybe 200, 100, 180, 190, something like that a week. So now it's really down to him. Does he want to be a football player next year? Because right now he doesn't have a club. PSG are not interested. What's his name? Campos, the new DOF at PSG. I don't think they're looking at him at all. If Zidane went to PSG, then maybe the conversation would have been different. But because now it's Gaultier and Campos, they're not looking at him at all. So really, his choices are stay at Barca on reduced terms, or go to Chelsea on terms that maybe you thought they would give you more. Yeah. So his agent really played it badly. They thought they were playing 4D chess, but they were actually playing checkers, and they're not winning.
Again, here's another delicious comment here, and then after this one, I'm going to skip to the bottom, and apologies. And again, I promise you, soon we'll get a studio engineer, and I won't miss anything. But I do this whole thing myself. If I try to read all the comments alone, we will stay on the comments till the end of the show. But that's, by the way, this comment, I called it delicious because this comment. Look at PSG and their marquee signings. Signing Ronaldo doesn't win trophies. Teams do. It's as simple as that. But I think, like I've argued before, people just don't look beyond the name Ronaldo, because it is Ronaldo. They just want the club to get him. I don't think they've done their research and think, okay, how is this guy going to work in our team? I don't think they've done their research and know this guy can actually come in and cause a serious problem in the dressing room. Again, I don't think they've also done their research and find out what Rodrigo here made clear to all of us since his departure from Real Madrid to Juventus and back at Manchester United. It just seemed as if in all those places, when the moment he arrives, the attackers who were there before his arrival, their goal numbers starts to drop. Again,
well, you could say they're because they're not good enough. It's like
but
that's another way to see it, but it just makes sense. Yes, go ahead, Matt. You were saying something.
No, I want to say just quickly, like Ronaldo is a proven legend. Like I've been a Messi fan my whole life. I never really liked Ronaldo, but let's be realistic. Like he's a fantastic player. He's done bits. He's scored 18 goals in a horrible Manchester United team. Like he comes in our team, he could do the same thing.
Yeah, but
it's like if we take away his wages,
what happened? Where's Manchester United?
Short term.
No one is disputing.
Yeah, because he was the only one playing. Like, you speak to any Manchester United fan.
Yeah. No, he scored 18 goals, right?
Yes, I was just talking to Terry today about Ronaldo, and he says that yes, short term, Ronaldo is a fantastic signing for us because yes, he does score goals. So if we get him in for one season, that's a proven goal scorer. Like we want goal scorers, we want people to score a goal. That's the guy to do it.
But Matt, the issue is we keep saying we want goal scorers, but we're forgetting the other aspect. How do we create those goals? And also you saying these players are not.
Well, I thought Mount's the creator. I thought Mount's there to be the creator.
No, but the season prior that Ronaldo joining these clubs, they were scoring goals. As soon as he joined in those teams, the other attackers that were scoring are no longer scoring. It's not
because Ronaldo's a player. You give him the ball,
Matt, do you know what that highlights for me? Do you know what that highlights for me, Matt? That fact. What it highlights for me is whatever club he goes to, it's always about him. Whether by design,
because he's 16,000 times better than any player there is in our team. Like
no, maybe because it happens subconsciously. Those things do happen. We're humans. That's a chance. The moment he arrives, every other creator in the team always wants to find him, and that has always happened everywhere he's been. It's happened 2 times. How many times now that it's not a coincidence? And I can assure you, even Real Madrid wouldn't want him back now.
You were okay for Lukaku with that one.
I was. If you watch my videos, I wasn't for Chelsea to sign Lukaku. Maybe before I did my
know.
research, I have 2-3 business videos I can show you where I argued there are other better signings. Not because he's a bad player, because he wouldn't fit in our style of play. And again, that's another argument for another day. But again, the whole point here
I mean, that
is
argument about having a focal point there.
it's
that's
a
what
big
people
issue.
wanted.
It's a big issue.
I just don't like the narrative that people think, and there's a lot of excuses that he's gonna make the team worse or something like that. I mean, just talking on his ability alone, he's definitely done it everywhere. He came to a really bad Man United team and still scored, right? That
And
team's
what
so
happened
bad.
after that, Declan?
He came out with
Well,
He still scored.
Well, scorer.
No, he still scored, but what happened to the team overall?
Yeah.
The other 10 players.
They got a
didn't
new
do
manager
anything.
in.
Does it
And they all
also
got
occur
worse.
to you that there's a chance he's the reason why, as a team, they didn't perform?
Yeah.
No,
So wait, you're telling me
every
that Ralph
Man
Rangnick
United
came
fan-
in, right?
No.
Couldn't get a tune out of the team, and it was Ronaldo's fault.
Every Man
There's a
United
chance
fan
that's the case.
disagrees with
And
that
you,
coach.
you're,
Every
you're
Man
even
United
the
fan
one that
disagrees
talked
with
about how he publicly called out his teammates. Is that okay for a player to do?
Yep.
Well, if they're that bad.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Well,
No, to me,
rubbish.
it's not.
I mean, that's a fair point, but like again, Ronaldo wasn't the problem. Like every United fan said,
For-
Ronaldo
You have
wasn't the
every
problem.
right to
If
argue that.
If Chelsea was playing as bad as Man United, yes, I want something. I want the leader to come out and show up. I also remember that how much with that every player was praising Ronaldo when they came in. They did everything he wanted to do. That famous story about, oh, Ronaldo skipped on dessert, so we're all going to skip on dessert. All that, everyone praised him. I mean, like I told you before, that it can be a good effect. That he comes in. The guy that is the pinnacle of how to become a great footballer. Not Messi, because Messi just is a freak of ability. But in terms of hard working, that's Ronaldo.
I agree.
And with a team full of young people, it'll be great. And the guy's still performing. I mean,
Declan, can you look
set aside-
beyond? Can you look?
there is no
beyond
evidence
the
to say
fact-
that he's going to
the
ruin
last
the
time
dressing
you-
room.
Declan, you know the last time you talked about him, you talked about his ego.
I said he's got an
Really?
ego, rightfully so.
Yeah, he's got a massive ego. This guy keeps-
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you know what I also said? I also
yeah.
said there's no evidence that he got a manager sacked, which was the narrative you guys were going last time when I said those comments, right? And there's no, and even earlier,
Did I
You said
really
something
say
that contradicted
specifically?
itself.
What I said that things didn't look all that rosy between him and Ole.
no, it didn't, and it shouldn't because Ole was so bad. But you said something before. You said every team that Ronaldo came to after Real Madrid, the attackers dropped and his one excelled. His performance excelled, or his stats. Is that what you said before? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that contradicts itself. Of course, if Ronaldo's scoring, other people aren't. Correct? They all can't just perform to the highest level. I mean, if someone's scoring 20 goals and Ronaldo comes in and scores 30, well, the other person's not scoring 20 goals, is he? Right?
No, because all the creators are now looking at Ronaldo. They're not looking at the other guy.
Doesn't matter about creators or not, right? Ronaldo scored vital goals for Man United. Goals that he made himself.
Actually,
right?
no. Actually hasn't. In the Champions League, yes, I'll say yes, he did. But in the league, you look at the goals that he scores in the league. He only scored maybe against. He didn't score against the big.
Norwich?
Yeah, scored against.
He didn't.
His
Do you remember
goals
that Norwich game?
His goals are concentrated in like one.
No, his goals were vital. His goals were winning goals, right? Don't worry if they'll go back to lose to Norwich if he didn't score a goal. I mean, you can play down Norwich, yeah? You can play down these little teams. Oh, he didn't score against big teams. I think he scored against Chelsea, if I remember right. Maybe he didn't score against these little teams. And these little teams, Man United were about to lose to these teams. Man United was meant to lose to Norwich that game if he didn't score. They're the goals he scored. He's the only guy that performed. I mean, the guy is, and I mean, I can't believe people were entertaining Neymar and then turn their nose to Ronaldo. The guy is a pinnacle.
I'm not one of those. I'm not one of
that's
those.
what I'm saying. Look, I'm not accusing. I don't know. I don't know who.
No, I'm
who
not
to
saying you're accusing me.
call
Go
out.
ahead, brother.
Like,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm not calling out anyone, but just a general, echo chamber that's been going on. Ronaldo's too old for me, right, for trying to move forward. But in terms of a player that can do a temporary role, that is at the highest level, he'll be great. And I think it's not fair to judge a player on his ego and that, rather than talk about how he fits in the team and how he can perform and what he'll bring to the team. Because
let me ask you,
no one is talking about that.
We have the right. We're entitled to our opinions of a player.
Of course, you're entitled to an opinion. I said it's not fair. I feel it's not fair to judge how a player is going to fit in a team with non-footballing reasons. How about have a discussion on what he can bring to the team, rather than he's the slight possibility that his ego is too big and people won't like him and stuff like that.
I don't think he fits in on a football point. I don't think he does.
Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, he's linked.
But I mean, I had the same thing about Lewandowski, but people still wanted that.
Here's the thing, Declan. Let me say this quickly. Even from a footballing perspective, I think he creates a problem for us. If he comes, we have to change the way we play to accommodate him, whether you like it or not.
No, we don't. We can just play a 4-3-3, him up front. That's it. You just anyone can shoot the ball and score.
Can you say that again,
anyone can shoot. We can still play a 4-3-3 with him up front. Anyone can still shoot the ball. But the main
so if we switch to 4-3-3 because we signed him, that doesn't mean we change the way we play to accommodate him.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
I'm assuming. But why would we need
what you said? If we are
buying, hang on. No, wait. Just quickly. Like, we can still create and like Mount can still have shots on target. But I want to answer the question. Like, are you saying that we have to particularly always pass the ball to him for us to win? Is that what you're saying? If he comes in,
let me say something to you right now, and I will use a perfect example for you. It happens either by design or subconsciously. Ronaldo is Ronaldo. We signed a Lukaku. And again, I'm going to use this analogy again because I think it makes sense to the argument we're making. But maybe his case differs because Ronaldo is not a traditional number 9. He can play on the flanks. Then he can play centrally if you want. Even if you play him centrally, he's good enough to come back and support the play. For instance, the case you can use it now for the case of Lukaku is that we signed him for the papers because we missed quite a lot of chances this past season. And then when we came in, if you followed the games he played, it's just as if subconsciously what the players on the flanks do, even the 2 number 8, even from the midfield, what they do all the time is trying to find Lukaku. We lost fluidity in the attacking area, whether subconsciously or by design. And that's a chance it happens subconsciously because Lukaku is a point of reference. The players know he's a traditional number 9.
But
so the success of Ronaldo comes because of who he is.
No, but Coach, Ronaldo is not a traditional number 9. Remember, he's the actual winger. So
I said that myself already.
So you're not getting that. You're not getting that focal point. Okay.
But still, because of his pedigree.
Yeah, but
there's a chance it will always be about him. Players will start looking for him, even subconsciously.
Yeah, and coach,
without that being the plan.
But that's good in the way of. Think of this, Ronaldo. Look, you're not going to get the pressing.
I don't agree. It's good.
The full pressing game.
I don't agree. It's good.
It's good, and I'll explain. Right, and it's continuing on what you said, because first of all, Lukaku and Ronaldo are very different players, right? And Ronaldo isn't a traditional number 9, and that's what makes it even better for this role. And he can play left and right, which he does. You're not going to get the full, impact, intensity, and pressing game. That's what he lacks in. But what you're going to get is a guy that can play from left to right. He can come link up. His touch, he's way better touch than Lukaku, if you want to look at it that way.
No, we're not going. No, that's not. Yeah, but move beyond that.
Yeah. What Ronaldo does, he has the ability to make his own chances as well, right? Even if they look for him, he gets the ball. He knows what to do, and he has a leap like no tomorrow. So if you're going to look for him on a crossing, right, that's the man you look for, right? If you're going to look for him around the box, right, to get that finishing touch, that's the person you look for, right? If I took out any other name, right, and I put Havertz, I expect the same thing from Havertz. I expect people to look for his head, for him to get the large touch. If we're deep into the 18-yard box and we're playing around, right? You don't want to pass, right? The difference from Lukaku was that you gave him the ball, you couldn't do nothing else. The difference was with Lukaku was that he can't play left or right. The difference with Lukaku was he couldn't even turn the defender that well after a while, or he didn't want to, right? Rightfully so, you look for Lukaku on the last touch, but Ronaldo does that and plus more. And if it's not Ronaldo, and if it's just Broja and Havertz, I expect the same thing. I expect us to play the same way. It's not the way you talk, the way you try to describe it is like that. He's a traditional number 9, right?
No,
and you just look for him.
I
mean,
you don't.
Let me take out.
No.
All right, let me take out the name. Let me put Harry Kane there. What would you think then?
Harry Kane is not a traditional number 9 either.
He's not. And
No.
so, but would it be okay to look for him, or not? Would it take away a lot if we look for him?
Ronaldo doesn't have the legs to do the job that Kane does.
He does actually. Kane actually doesn't put a lot of Ks on the pitch.
He doesn't. He doesn't press. He doesn't press that much. But I'd rather.
He doesn't. That's what I said. So that's what you lose.
Different set of reasons. Not even the
of course,
abilities.
but take the running out of it. My question had nothing to do with the running. My question was, do you look for Harry Kane in the same way that you're worried about looking for Ronaldo? I wouldn't be that much worried about Harry Kane. I'd welcome him. But I've mentioned the reasons why I don't want to. It's to me. It's not down to me. That's a chance. It's not down to me too. I'm not arguing for me.
There's a chance here that Thomas Tuchel and Boehlh have agreed to sign him. We don't know. Because we thought before that Boehlh arranged a meeting with his camp. If that's the case, we can argue how that is as much as we want here. And tomorrow he becomes a Chelsea player.
Okay, where I can look, I don't see it happening, but where in the little chance I see it happening is that, Lukaku is gone. There's talks of Ziyech going. There's Werner including swap deals. There's a probably possibility that these 3 players are out. And that's why we link to so many attacking players. People are asking why aren't we linked to defenders. I think that maybe there's more outgoings of attackers imminent, right? That's why they're so heavy on the attacking side. Sterling, Dembele, Raphinha, and now even Ronaldo. And it's just media talk. But maybe for Todd Boehlh it's a statement. Maybe it's marketing in that as well, right? But when the market, there's a lack of strikers. That's why like Nkuku's like 100 mil. When you think of we need an attacker, we need a striker, there's lacking in it. What if all of a sudden Ronaldo is everything I just said, right? In terms of even on the business side of it, Todd Boehlh looks at everything great, right? Because it'll be an explosion in terms of marketing for Boehlh and the American market. All the eyes are going to be on us, and he's going to say this is a solution for 1-2 years, right? That's how he's going to look at it. We're going to buy a striker next year, maybe the year after. We're going to find our person, but for this window, we need, let's say, we need 3 attackers. Where do you go?
Yeah, just quickly 1 second. Let me close this Milinkovic Savic poll and ask something about Ronaldo. Again, 61% say they want Chelsea to sign him, and 39% said no. So go ahead, Declan.
So what I'm getting at, if we had to get 3 attackers in, and maybe 1 bit more on goal scoring, because I think Rodrigo said it too, and I've been saying it for a long time, and I think maybe other people, as much as I like Sterling, I didn't think he solves the goal scoring issue. Even for Dembele, I don't think he does that. I think Raphinha might even have, he's got an eye for goal, but maybe he doesn't sort that out. But at least if we're bringing in, if the example I get, and we're losing 3 attackers that already decided to leave, we were lost 1 and 2 more. Who would you who would you want to bring in as free attackers? I mean, if you're going to bring in Raphinha, Sterling, and Dembele, that seems dangerous to me. It'll be great on the eye, but I mean, goal conversion has been our bigger problem than goal creation, which everyone wants to touch on. I need someone that's a killer, and I think that's why I like Ronaldo. Take out everything else, and there's other players too. We just need someone that's so good at scoring, just so hungry at scoring, more or less.
The same thing we said before we signed Lukaku, but go ahead.
You know, if Lukaku actually wanted to play, try to adjust, Lukaku would have scored a lot more goals. I'm struggling.
No, the Clad, but just go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Look.
We'll move on
even if someone didn't fit in the system, they still would have played better. I think that he didn't like it, and that he down tooled on
again,
that.
That's the truth. Yeah. That's the truth.
Because I always ask, how do we create chances? And then you have to figure out what player will come in and complement that formation. Because the way we create chances is different to, say, the way City create chances. So at City, yes, you can have someone that just hang in a box and finish off chances. But the way we do it, it requires everyone to work together and to press, to win the ball high up, and create and be at the end of the chances. So that's what when I look at Ronaldo, because he doesn't have the legs anymore. Yes, maybe his link-up play is a little bit better than Lukaku, and obviously his touch and his other fundamentals are better than Lukaku, but it's not. It doesn't fit in. It doesn't fit in the way we, as a team, the way we create chances. Like, because we lack in areas in midfield. We don't have a Fabregas, someone that can do something, that can find the pass. So all we have to do.
Rodrigo, we don't play like that.
Yeah, but the way how we do now is we win the ball up high up, and then we.
No, we don't. That's Liverpool. Look, the way we play, our build-up play is strong, right? So we get to play. I mean, people talk about sideway passes, this and that. I appreciate that more than some other people, but that's great possession. It's strong. We invite a press. We play very counter-press. If you want to press us, we're going to open you up, right? So teams are very cautious of that, and that allows us to get to play in your half easily. So the ball from our goalkeeper to half, and we get to play in your half. Winning is just a consequence of that. We're gonna prep you up, but we're very prepped for counter in this system, right? And that's how we're going with. Yeah. Our creation, the 5 players that are involved in the attack are the front 3 and the wing backs. Mount dips in a bit, and these 5 are meant to play. Kovacic pushes up. The reason why Fabregas, I know Fabregas used to give those killer balls, right? And we're not doing that because Jorginho could do that too. I mean, people don't know, but Jorginho did that all day at Napoli, right?
How consistently, but in a different system.
In a different system, but it's a coach's instruction. Him and Higuain did that all the time, right? But the coach's instruction isn't for that ball to go from the 6s all the way forward. He did it one time with Havertz, right? So if there's a chance, right, I think he'll do it. But the main building block or the main build up, he doesn't want that long ball all the time. He finds a more consistent, just to build up, link up, and then work from there, and it works. Some people don't like it, but we're playing around in the person's half. Right? The creativity, then you can say a crossing comes in, no one gets in it. Who can dribble past players, right? Who can do little quick 1-2 and that. And most of the time, I think we could be better, but some of our players have done that. The problem is that no one scores. We do great things. We create great ball, great link up. Creativity is not only one player, right? Creativity comes from the great passes between link up plays between a few players, right? Even though one player doesn't have that individual just last ball, I mean, we've created plays between players, and then at the end of it, no one finishes. We've missed so much. We have really bad conversion. Our chances created were not far off Man City's. Our chances converted was really low. I forgot which team. I forgot how low we were again. I should save that stuff. But that's where our biggest problem is, right? Our chance creation isn't that far. right? But our chances converted, it's such a massive problem. That's why we threw so much money. People don't know it. Our attack is like 300 million plus, right?
Yeah.
We threw money at the problem. It's not like the club didn't address it.
Yeah,
right?
that's where
it's
I learned that phrase
didn't
from.
solve
I've started saying the phrase to throw money at problems because of the
that's what Chelsea are, right? That's what Chelsea have been the last 2 decades. Do you know what I mean? Throw money at problems, and we're still trying to address it now. And like, I mean, I have no doubt that Ronaldo comes in and he's just the mentality wise he'll score, even if he lacks in the running. Maybe people like Mount, Havertz, or whoever's next to him can make up for the lack of running, but as long as he starts scoring, he could not do much and score one goal, and that's more. That means so much more in our team that's starving for goals at the moment. So I don't like. That's how I see it, and I don't think it's unfair to argue against his. Oh, he might do this again. He might do this dressing room. No, I actually think you have a positive effect on young players, and I welcome it. And I welcome, the attackers now, because I do feel, and I want if Broja, I just saw Broja's name too. If Broja's in there, what a person to learn off. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And especially Havertz too. I mean,
that's a positive.
There's so much positives off the pitch as well for me.
Yeah, let's round off that argument with. Because we're gonna keep going round and round and round, and I'm not gonna allow you win this one. The truth is there are positives to it, there are negatives to it. Maybe you're gonna agree there are negative to it, but I agree there are positive to it. And I agree also there are negatives to it. I'm going to catch up with the chat, and I'm going to bring Bobby in because it looks like he has something to say about that topic before we move on. And again, people, we still have a few minutes. Yeah, some minutes to go by the end before we get to the end of the show. And again, thank you for 152 likes. And at the same time, I'm asking you, if you haven't, we have 111 people watching, 109 people watching right now. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I want to repeat something that I've said 1,000 times on the show. Again, I'd rather you like the video than even donating to the channel, because the likes do more for the channel. The likes will trigger the YouTube algorithm to get it to push the stream to more people who are interested. And also, I'd rather you share the channel, tell other people about the channel to help us, grow. Again, I appreciate all the support. More importantly, is you being in the part of the conversation in the chat, on the panel, or even watching without saying anything. All those things do contribute to the growth of the channel. So thank you. If you haven't, please keep liking the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Now, let me quickly catch up with the chat because I scrolled to the bottom quickly so that I'd be able to do those things. And then finally, congratulations to me. Today, Just Viola praises me. He said, cool phrasing of the poll, Coachella. I'm very proud. So thank you, Just Viola. And Riyad Moore says, the fact that we win the ball high up is absolute. Yeah, me. Tuchel has a special passing trap so that we win the ball with the wing backs and wide center backs. Again, that's something I have to actually think about. This is truly responded to somebody there. And Rodrigo, I intentionally started reading this because of this comment. He says, what kind of legs do you require? The man scored 24 goals last season, but I read your private message. You seem to be busy right now. I would have loved you to respond to that. Again, says the Tribune says City and Liverpool use wingers as wingers to stretch and open defense supported from full backs. We allow a block defense to organize. We attack too slowly. That's just the truth about our attack. Playing in front of them, that's just the truth. Now, Bobby, you're there. You want to add anything to the Ronaldo argument before we move on to something else?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I fully hear what Declared is saying, especially from the commercial viewpoint about Ronaldo. However, having said that, at the age of 37, going very quickly on to 38, his commercial value is really diminishing. and he is diminishing. He is a big risk. He is a big risk in terms of playing. If this guy gets an injury, who knows when next we'll see him on the pitch? And who knows how much of his performance will be left for him to give next season. This is the thing. He's at that age where it could all suddenly just go. He could lose a yard of pace, which means a lot for a striker, especially playing in a high-octane team like Chelsea. You know, I will never, ever, ever forget when we bought Shevchenko. Shevchenko was on fire for AC Milan in Italy. Actually, that should be a warning for us about buying players from Italy, strikers from Italy. Although Vialli and co may sort of damage that argument. But that aside, you know, he was on fire for AC Milan, but he was over 34 when he came to Chelsea. And then suddenly his legs went. And it was embarrassing. You know, you see him struggling to keep pace with defenders, struggling to get the ball. But every now and then he would show brilliance and score an exceptional goal. But unfortunately, in the Premier League, it's not enough. If you can't keep pace of play, you're gone. Now, Ronaldo, last season, he was able to do that, to be fair to him, at his age. He could keep pace of play. But I can assure you there's no guarantee he's going to be able to do that this coming season. It could all suddenly happen. Look at what happened to Azpilicueta. The season when he won the Champions League with us, he was at his peak. Suddenly last season, he dramatically did lose pace, and it showed. So I'm concerned about this. I can see it happening because, you know, the owners will be looking at money. I'll be surprised if it happens, because Tuchel should know this, and he would know that he's gambling. You know, age is the big issue here. It's the big issue. You know, yes, he has a better touch than Lukaku. Yes, it's likely he's going to definitely score more goals than Lukaku. But will he keep pace? And if he loses pace, it will just be an almighty waste of wages. That's my concern. It really is.
Yeah, again, great input right there. Like we've concluded, there are positives to it. There's also negatives. Again, I maybe the club doesn't think there's any negative to it because clearly he loves him so much. But that was a brilliant debate, like mentioned by.
I don't even love him that much. I think
Liam
the risk might be low
Lane,
if we get him on a short contract.
It remains to be seen if he will take it. If it has to be short, then you have to pay him quite a lot of money for him to accept the short contract, because he could go to MLS and get hundreds of millions of dollars and they will pay it to him. And they pay in bulk there. But that's, by the way, again,
he'll get more money if he stayed at Man United as well. So I think this means
no, but I think MLS will give him even more money. They have it there. That's how they pay.
No. I agree with that. I said Man United he would get more money from Man United. Now him actually leaving, it tells a different story. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not moving for more money. I think maybe he's maybe being ambitious. Maybe he wants to win one last thing. I think that's why everyone said Bayern Munich. I mean, a guarantee trophy that he doesn't have and adds to his record and trophy room. That's why I think he's being more ambitious and might not get as much money as he was getting at Man United. So I think something's up, and maybe that's part of the problem at Man United. There's something.
Why don't we to Declan? Let's bring it to the man we were talking about, because this is an interactive show, and because it is difficult for me to like catch up with all the conversations and all the inputs in the chat. We got distracted. We were talking about Dembele. And I don't know if you've spoken about him. Your thoughts on where we are with the deal and what the news out there, and for the fact that we heard before, we already have a deal in place with them. And we're hearing, actually, this is the first time we're approaching him. Some say this is the second time we're approaching his camp for his signature. Your thoughts?
For Sterling, you said?
No, Dembele.
Oh, Dembele. Sorry, I missed the name. I think Dembele was playing the waiting game for who gives the highest wage, and I think no one's matched his wage that he was on. He was on such a big wage at Barca, and Barca offered him a really low wage, and I think even our offer is not even that high. And I think maybe, and I'm sure there's other clubs as well. So I think he's just trying to get the highest wage and highest situation, or the best situation for him. And maybe that is staying at Barca, but they've offered him something really low. So I think he's just holding out on the biggest, on who's gonna come in and offer the most.
He's not going to get that from Barca.
He's not, but he could get that from. He can get the PSG, Bayern Munich. Who knows? I mean, the market can change. Maybe he's hoping on someone that actually gets desperate and needs a player and offers him more money. I think maybe that's the gamble they're taking. Either he's going to get more money or he's going to have to take one of these really low deals. That's why I feel where the gamble's at with him. Or else, what doesn't make sense to me, if he was going to take the Barca deal, why didn't he take it when he was still a Barca player? If all he wanted was Barcelona, and if he was ready to take a pay cut, why wait till you get on free transfer? That doesn't make sense to me too. So I believe that he's playing the waiting game and a gamble on who's going to come in and give him the biggest money. Because if Chelsea miss out on their targets, then I could see Chelsea offering more money for him to come. That could easily happen, and I think that's what he's buying his time for.
Yeah, Matt, and again, Declan, how about the comment of the Barcelona president, Laporta?
On De Jong? That's the one I heard today.
No, he said something about the Dembele camp too, that he's confident that both camps. The surprising thing is that he's speaking for both camps. That's both parties. He's the Barcelona and also the Dembele camp, that they're confident they will, arrive at an agreement.
They arrived at an agreement.
They will arrive.
Oh, yeah.
And also his comment where he openly says that De Jong will have to take a pay cut to stay, but they will do everything they want. That's just funny. But go ahead, your thoughts on that comment before I go to Matt.
So I think both of them go hand in hand. I think he's setting up the excuse. He's playing PR. It's not. I don't think it's done. I don't even think the Jong one's even done. Why would you say someone's going to take a pay cut?
Yeah, he's full of it. If you ask me.
So I think he's setting up the excuse that to show we tried everything we can to keep these players, and it was money. The money was the reason why he left. I think that's what he's doing with both of them, because how is it?
Or maybe to get more money out from Man United. Go ahead.
Maybe, or maybe they already offered a lot. Regardless, I don't get how. Imagine being a Barcelona player, having been told to take a massive pay cut, and then Barca all of a sudden going to bring in all these players, all these transfers that they're supposedly going to bring. They got money to spend on players, but they don't have money to give the wages. I mean, if you think of the transfers they asked Dani Alves to come back, they asked Traore to play. They're going after players that they usually wouldn't go for, and people that would never get an opportunity to go to Barca, and they're using their prestige to lure them there, right? That's what's happening now. For them to get by in these troubling times for them. I don't think they're going to get all these players. I think they're looking for really budgets. De Jong solves a massive problem if they sell him and he doesn't sign, right? That's a massive wage that they need off their books. They don't want to lose him. But I think if he doesn't sign, he has to go. For them, that's how they look at it. And I think he's just setting up the excuses for both of them, for Dembele as well. I think he's trying to paint them that it was money is the reason why they left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you very much for that. That one that I sincerely do appreciate it. How about Matt, coming to you? By the way, please, guys, don't forget to go check out the Zivoli YouTube channel. I think Matt, I searched Zivoli and I couldn't find it. Please send me the direct link. But usually, whenever you have a video, I get notifications, and I don't have any notifications now. that will make it easier for me. So, Matt, your thoughts on the Dembele or side, all pursuit conundrum, if you prefer. And just quickly, let me catch up with the chat here. Where did I stop? And this is Just Viola. Seems like he's joined the Panic United. Again, well, Viola, chill again. Yeah, again, that's it. So is there a chance for Neymar coming to Stamford Bridge? I don't know. But if you ask me, in my opinion, I don't think so. Again, that's just me. There's a chance he comes. There's a chance he has a good relationship with Tuchel, and there's a chance the owners want him for commercial reasons. And again, there's a chance the rumors that he celebrated Thomas Tuchel's firing was a lie, but the video says otherwise. In my opinion, again. So go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. I mean, Dembele, I've always rated him. The thing with Dembele is he's trying to drag us out. I think, like everyone said, like I would say probably used us as a way to get more money from Barcelona. But I'll be honest, Barcelona are playing this quite smart. They're playing the we don't care mentality. It's like they're not giving him more money; they're giving him less money. So, and he still wants to go to them. So it kind of shows.
Well, we're giving him even less money.
They're giving him less money than he has already. They've given him a wage cut. So we're offering him what I've heard is 300k a week, which is, again, he was earning 280 at Barca. I think it's just under that. But Barcelona were offering 20% less of his contract that he already had, which was 280k a week, and then 20% off of that. So they're offering less, and he's still deciding to kind of stay there, which I think shows his priority is Barcelona. He's always wanted to play for Barcelona. We were just a secondary option, We were just, if it doesn't work out, I'll go here. Which, again, last week I was kind of saying I don't want these players who don't want to play for the club. However, if he comes and he does the job, that's all we need. You go to work. You might not want to work that day, but if you still have to get the job done. So I still see him, if he does come, still playing very well under Tuchel. I still have hope in him, and I really see him coming. I like if he chooses the money like he's always wanted. He wants the more money. Well, we're giving him the more money, so there's always a slight chance he could still join us. I really do see it, but it's just a matter of fact that if Barcelona don't offer more, now they've just signed Kessie on their role, and they're planning to get a lot more signings in. Obviously, like Christina and all their other ones they've got coming in, Alonso possibly, maybe Aspie. So they're wanting to get a couple more signings in. So they're in a very, I would say, confusing situation because one day they're $1 billion in debt, the next
really
day
confusing.
The next day they're somehow signing Kunde. It's like so, and they're still offering Dembele less wages. So it's just such a confusing situation that they're in. I guess he still respects Barcelona, and his dream is to still play at Barcelona. So if he wants to play Barcelona, let him play at Barcelona. We'll see if they can even match his wages or what he wants.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. It's very confusing. Yeah.
For
what?
For what?
How much Chelsea and how much Barca offered him?
Barca offered him 20% less of his contract. We're offering him just under 300k.
How much
and
is
he's earning 280?
20% less?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Do the math.
It was 40% less.
Oh, 40%.
That's why he's not signed it.
So 280k.
So was he getting 300? Yeah.
No, he was getting 280 or 275 a week.
And so we offered him 280 and Barca offered 40% less.
We just offered just under 300k. No, we offered just under 300k. I think it was like 290. It was just a little bit more. It was like barely anything more, but the price tag wasn't out. It just said that we offered more than what he already earns, and they're offering, what we just said now, 40% less, and he still wants to.
I heard what coach said too. We offered him a bit less too.
I heard we offered him a bit more.
I don't know. It would be a no-brainer. Like,
it's not sure. And we cannot be sure what's happening out there.
Well, if the two wages are closer together, then...
As far as I've read, we did offer him less. We didn't offer him up to 280. That's why
He's
we
on
did not get close to
275,
that
so
number. Yeah,
Because
No,
what
I
you
think
said,
it's been more.
Matt, it sounds like a no-brainer, right? But I think the numbers are a bit more closer together, which is why, I mean, he could stay at Barca, earn a little bit
maybe I
less,
must.
or he could come Chelsea, earn a little bit more. I mean,
Maybe it was
makes
that
it a
they
harder
offered
decision.
more than Barcelona. Okay,
Well,
must have it as more as
Yeah,
Barcelona.
but if
Must
it's
have it as more
20,
as
if it's only
No,
20,
yeah,
30k more, it's, no,
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah.
yeah. Bobby, come in. I know you want to say something.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
I say at the moment he's nowhere. So I think
Yeah.
he's snookered himself, because the more he stays in no man's land, the less likely somebody's going to give him what he wants, unless they really, really need him. The big question is, do we really need Dembele? Dembele would be nice, but we
I
can
would
do
say
without
yes.
him. So I think everybody's calling his bluff now. Well, especially Barcelona, because he's out of contract. He's not a Barcelona player. So he would need something, and they've got other targets. And I think it's very, in fact, it's humiliating of him to be hanging around Barcelona while Barcelona is twerking for Raphinha. I think what he's doing is waiting for Chelsea to offer more money, and maybe PSG to step in. But PSG don't want him. Bayern don't want him. Nobody wants him. His only hope is Chelsea, and at the moment we're ghosting him. So he's really, up the creek without a paddle. I think eventually he'll suddenly make a move, but he'll be lucky if we split 280 on him.
Here's the thing as well. Like we've dropped out on the Raphinha deal by the looks of it as well. Like somehow Barcelona signing Raphinha as well. Like it doesn't make sense for, again, less money than we're offering. So do we even go for two attackers now? Like do we just go for one?
Did you say we dropped out of the Raphinha deal?
No, we haven't dropped out, but nothing's progressed. Like it looks like Barcelona
We're still
are going to
leading the
sign
race,
for
aren't we?
less than we are. Well, we're leading the race with the payments, and we're offering more than Barcelona are, but nothing's progressed. It's what's his name? Deco still wants Barcelona, but Leeds want Chelsea.
Why would Deco want Barcelona? Deco wants the most money he can get.
Yeah, but there was a journalist coming out, and he said that Barcelona offered Deco payment, that he'll get more money than what Chelsea offering, personal. I'm not sure if it's true, but it was going everywhere. No. It was like under the books. It was like under the books. He was getting more money.
Oh, so under the books came out. So unethical practices. So is Deco locked up? Because they got that new.
And that's why he's stuffed up, because now he can't. That's why he wants. No, he's not in jail, but that's why he still wants Barcelona, because he thinks Barcelona are going to give him more money. That's why he's stuck on Barcelona and not Chelsea.
You think that he's willing to risk his agent license and risk?
I'm not making the news. I'm just reporting it.
Again, we don't know.
That sounds real made up to me,
saying.
because if that was true, then he would be he lost his agent license in that. If that was going to happen, if think about it, Matt. Who's going to report a under the table deal like that? Yeah, it hasn't even happened.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like, he paid on
news.
the table and nothing happens. It was like they said, like, we'll pay you more for this, and he agreed to it.
But you're not allowed to. It has that you're not allowed to. He gets a percentage. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
I
They changed the rules.
I don't know. All I'm saying is this is.
No, but that's what you do know. You know they changed the rules, right? So he can only get a certain percentage.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the percentage of the contract. Yeah,
so the bigger the sale, the more money he gets, right? So right now, if Deco wants Chelsea, but what he's trying to do is there was a bidding war, and he's trying to get him all going again, so that fee can go up and more, and all of a sudden him and Raphinha get more money, right? That's what he's doing. That's his job. Right?
But the
so
thing
he's
is,
Barcelona
aren't
going
to up their money. That's the thing. Barcelona are not going to up their money.
Well, he's going to try. He's going to try to get Arsenal too. Try to get them to push again.
If they really want some,
and if anyone else wants to join him.
And they get all the money we're hearing they're getting, that's a chance they up it. We're just assuming they won't. Because if you watch that video where the ESPN guys analyze the Barcelona situation, you get to understand that they are actually in deep trouble. Actually, even if they get much money now, they end up spending all of them. If they get even 50% of all those players they're looking to get, because they're still gonna pay them. So it's not something that's in the financial issue they're into, it's not something that gets solved in a year. It will take years for them to, really get out of it. But it remains to be seen because Barca are known to always go for the, one of the best players. And I think that stopped a few years ago after the financial issues hit them. But that's, by the way, again, the Dembele one is something that has confused me quite a lot. And I'm really not sure what to talk about it. Again, Matt says breaking news. Matt, you can always come in and say it. You don't even have to. But let me quickly catch up with this, and I'll let you bring in it. Here's a good thing here that Just Viola says. She says that we might be hearing about Raphinha, yes or no, Barca soon. They started announcing players today, so probably we'll see if they're part of it. Smash the like button, people. Yes, people, thank you for 158 likes. We still have 88 people watching, and I'm sure not everybody that's watching has liked the video. So if you haven't, please do take a second. Take a second to like the video. And again, thank you for 158 likes. I'd be ungrateful not to thank you for that. You guys are absolute legends, and I appreciate all the support and love that I'm getting in this channel. Again, thank you. Take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So, Matt, go ahead with the breaking news, brother.
It was just stated that Todd Boehlh is considering Cristiano Ronaldo, but Tuchel admires, but it's unclear if he's approved of the signing. So it's just the news that Bowie, I guess, wants him, but he's listening to Tuchel, so Tuchel admires him, but he hasn't said the go-ahead yet. From David Ornston just reported that as well.
Okay, Nick, here, my brother says, Barcelona, my brother Tobago says, Barcelona cannot afford a Raphinha now, and he laughs. So do I trust your comment or not? But that's, by the way, please take a second, go check out Tobago's newest YouTube channel, Chelsea Community, newest Chelsea content related YouTube channel. It's called The Coolest Charles, and I love that name. Please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let him send you. And my brother Nick Blue here says, Sterling to be announced tomorrow. Okay, Nick, I marked that and I read it. Everybody heard that, and hopefully you're correct. I'll be happy, and I'll buy you a beer if that's the truth. Nick, really?
Well,
okay,
if Nick said it, that
yes.
means it's not going to happen.
We'll see. Yes, Tobago, for sure. And here it says, okay, Tobago here says, okay, we'll see because Chelsea fans will be happy. Yeah, why won't we? Again, okay, Tobago, you just came in. Your thoughts, on every what? Come on, you usually come on just to present the point or to fight, but let us know what it is this time.
First of all, we got everyone, and then I see the links with Cristiano Ronaldo. They're heating up now, so hopefully we don't get Ronaldo. Yes, he's a good player, iconic player. For marketing value, he can help us. But again, as I said, Ole Gunner's job become a trouble, or he was under pressure because they've signed Cristiano Ronaldo. The standards were high. So, for example, if Ronaldo came to Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel is not performing well,
Tobago, it looks like you'd have to go out and come back in. You have a very, very bad audio.
Okay, no problem.
Wait, Coach Chiller, just quickly. Oh, wait.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh, he's gone. Just quickly as well. So you're saying you don't want Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you want Neymar then?
No, neither of them. That's me.
Yeah,
if they come, will I support them? Yes. If they come and surprise me and what I think would happen doesn't happen, fine. Here's the thing. I have no scientific proof that the fact that what I'm arguing will happen. And you have no scientific proof to tell me if he comes to Chelsea, he's going to help us win more trophies. And by the way, what I have there, the poll that asked, do you want Chelsea to sign Ronaldo? 46% say no, please, more problems. 54% say yes, please, more winnings, which means more people want him. Again, it depends on how many people who voted. 72 votes, that's a lot. That's a good sample size. It's not bad. But you get my argument now. I'm not by any means saying those are bad players. And by the way, I remember the class argument for Neymar. The class don't want Neymar actually. And he has a very good reason for arguing. But go ahead.
No, just in the reason I asked because the same people who don't want Ronaldo want Neymar, but Neymar is literally the worst signing we could make this summer. So they call him a progressive winger, someone who can fix our creativity, someone who can finish our problems. I would say no to that. So I just want to see if you want a Neymar. That's all. And I want to ask Tobago the same thing as well when he comes back.
Yeah, and here Tribune says the Barca players left due to La Liga restrictions. Laporta, is it Laporta? I think Laporta. I think that's how they pronounce
Laporta.
it.
It's Laporta.
Okay, Laporta was re-elected last year. There is nothing confusing. They have new money. The debt does not have to be cleared instantly. That's understandable. They're able to make money by selling shares of they're selling their assets, and that's understandable too. But that's by the way. Go ahead, Tobago. You were saying something.
Tobago's not in. You have to drag him in.
Oh, apologies. Thank you for reminding me. So, Tobago, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, and it sounds better.
Okay, thank you. All I'm saying, if you sign Cristiano Ronaldo, and then Thomas Tuchel doesn't do well, trust me, our coach will be under pressure. He will end up being fired because of the standards of Cristiano Ronaldo. So we should be careful when we get such players. Yes, he's a good player. He'll do well maybe in our team. But again, we like to press and stuff. Will he press at the age of 37 years old? No, man. So, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, and this is a delicious comment here from King Slayer. He says, I have no proof, but maybe Dembele's wife and family is they're pressuring him to stay at Barca. That's a chance. If she's Spanish, that's a chance. A domestic situation, not a money issue, possibly, because family is huge in making a huge decision such as going to another country. You consider your family. So Declan, I want to come to you to that breaking news that Matt just talked about. Before I go to Bobby, and we'll round off with that. Your thoughts on that?
That we're close to Ronaldo.
Did this read we're close to? No, I think it reads something
it was
like.
Just saying that.
Yeah, breaking news. Chelsea, go ahead, Matt.
No,
the coolest Chelsea.
It's Bowie. Bowie wants. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. Bowie wants him, but Tuchel has not yet approved it. That's it. So
what you're getting at is breaking news that nothing is really happening. That's
I see it as breaking news. Bowie's
That's
back
what they
in
said
Tuchel.
already. What do you mean?
No.
We're already linked to Ronaldo. What more do you want? What they're considering it now. Maybe they're thinking about it.
I see it as Bowie's
I thought
back
about
in
it.
Tuchel. That's what
I played Ronaldo on FIFA, and he seemed pretty well. So that would be interesting, bro. There's nothing breaking about that news, bro.
I see it as
more of what
Bowie,
you heard today. Here's more of what you already heard. That's what it is.
Well, not really, because we just seen that
Bowie's
back in Tuchel more. Because Tuchel's not yet approved. So what it's saying is Bowie's interested in him.
Are you telling me you haven't heard the news about Bowley back in Tuchel yet?
Him. Yes, I have. But I'm saying it progresses.
All right.
So what, you heard it again today?
Let him express your point.
I should say your point. Declare. Remember when we were on Kasim's and they were saying that Bowie doesn't back Tuchel? Here's more evidence. I'm just adding to that evidence because I know Bowie.
There's no evidence. You know what? I'll tell you this, Matt.
Because I just said it says right there. He's waiting.
Those words. No. Hold on. Those words don't mean anything. That statement and that article, whatever you saw, and all the ones that have come out, don't mean nothing. Until that player is holding that jersey, that's when you can say that's a sign, that's the backing. And if he's a Tuchel style player, you go, you know what, he's backing him. I'm pretty sure Tuchel wanted that player. That's all. This word, like the words that you read, and there's nothing happening yet. and people getting
Yes, it
frustrated.
is.
And I've been here, and I've been the guy that's pretty sure and hopeful that it is going to happen, right? But
Here's
I'm not
what
going
I
to
think
take those
about that
words and
Ronaldo.
be grateful about it.
Here's what, because we're about to round off again. Here's where what I think about that Ronaldo talks. That again, there's its own. It's not known whether Thomas Tuchel okays it. I think it's absolute nonsense. If it is true, I can't stop it, and if it happens, I will support the player. But that's by the way. Here, Liam Lem says the Sevilla director. There has been a zero contact with Barca for Kunde. Now that debunks the nonsense that Barca actually wants Kunde. So that shows you how these guys operate. I don't know why they engineer all those rumors, probably to to cause confusions or make us panic. Because again, I'm not sure where that's coming from. Bobby, your thoughts on what Liam Lane just said there? And Liam, thank you for that delicious comment right there. It makes perfect sense. And good afternoon. Obijako called me. Should I say Chowachila or what? Please, what's going on the Raphinha and Dembele deal? I'm sorry, I don't want to go through that again, but I think you can tell. Just wait if you see the player holding the shirt, smiling, and then we've signed the player again. Bobby, your thoughts on what Liam Lane just told us about what the Sevilla president said?
Sorry, I can't see that. What was said?
It said that there's been zero contact from Barcelona regarding Kunde.
Well, I mean, it's quite clear to me that the way the Spanish do business is very different to the way we do business. Barcelona is becoming embarrassing. They're making themselves, they're slowly making themselves a laughing stock. And I think by the end of this summer transfer window, they will be a laughing stock. Sevilla are quite dishonest. They've shown us how snaky they can be in doing a deal. I believe in clean business. I believe a man's, your word is your bond. And if you're prepared to break your word, you have no bond, you have no honor. You should not be treated with any respect. They broke their word last summer. That's probably why we are dealing with them, quite, with some distance. And I don't believe for a minute that they've had several approaches from Barcelona. With what funding? Barcelona's promises, they're making purchases on promissory notes. I promise to pay this. I promise to pay that. That's no way for an eligible business to conduct itself. So good luck to them. They can keep making as many approaches as they like. I'm not sure we've even made an approach this summer for Jules Kounde. I don't know. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I don't know. But all I know is that the way we do things, it seems to be with dignity. We make our proposals. We put our money where our mouth is. And what we are showing is that even post Roman Abramovich, Chelsea Football Club is a honourable club to do business with. So, I'm tired of Barcelona. Very disappointed. I had a lot of respect for Barcelona at one time. But
and
now
Laporte is shameless.
Yeah, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. He's shameless. He's acting like Del Boy. He's acting like some leery London Cockney little crook, as it were. I don't understand what he's doing. It's embarrassing. I'm sure the Barcelona fans are not happy with this. The players that he has queuing up, waiting to sign for him, I'm sure very soon. I think by the end of the summer, when he doesn't sign some of them, that's when his reputation will go, because there are agents involved, and these people spread the word in the market. I think he's just embarrassing himself. Let him go for Jules Kounde. I really couldn't care less.
Yeah, again, with that, I think we've come to the end of the show. But first, before we go, I want to say thank you to 161 likes. And if you haven't, please take a second to like the video. And for the poll here, and I'm going to still come back to the panel for them to give me their final thoughts on everything we've talked about today. That asks, you want Chelsea to sign Ronaldo? 48% says no, please. And 52% says yes, please, more winning. So I'm going to end that. And Mikhail, I want to show he's offering an apology. It looks like he mistakenly deleted somebody's comment or so. So if you're watching while Enzi or so, it was my mistake to delete. Again, he says, sorry. He's a gentleman. I can assure you he didn't do that intentionally. Again, that's, by the way, here, do we have anything else to read here? I see some unpleasant stuff going there, and I really don't like that, and I wouldn't want to go into it. Victor Owen, good afternoon to you too. Nice to see you. I do hope you are doing well. It's Spanish media reporting all the BS. I think I agree with you. That may well be the case. Again, that's, by the way, coming back to the panel. Bobby, your final thoughts on everything we've talked about today. Oh,
Sorry, I was trying to unmute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, unfortunately, we're still considering FC, aren't we? It's close FC. We do need to start getting guys in. The American tour starts in 2 weeks, and as I said earlier, it would be almost pointless and quite foolish if we go there without some of our signings, because that is where the commercial value lies. So we need to get some of these deals over the line. We need to get De Ligt done. We need to get Sterling done. I'm not a particular fan of the Sterling deal, but since we've been implicated, I don't like to see us hanging. And I will support him if he comes to the club. That's just how it is with us. I think our problems still remain in midfield, and our problems still remain in defense. And that's where I'd rather see us focused. And I'm very glad that we've made our bid for Raphinha, and we've just left it there for them to do whatever they like. We've acted honorably. We've acted in a transparent and an honest way. And it's up to Barcelona to keep making a fool of themselves. So yet again, we wait and see, don't we? Right now, my focus really is more on the academy lads and the returning loanee lads that I'm hoping will be able to come into the first team squad at least. We have 5 subs next season, so definitely the squad is going to be used, and we have to have players that are functional, not dead wood. I don't want to see Malang Sarr. He doesn't give us anything. We need people that if they come on and play, they make it seamless for the actual first team lads. We've got to have backup. We've got to have backup for Chilwell. We've got to have backup for Reece James. I'm nervous seeing that they're fit and there's nobody there that we can actually say is going to back them up. If we are indeed doing Jules Kounde, well, tomorrow's the deadline day, isn't it? So we'll find out whether that's going through. It doesn't look like it. So we have to decide who's going to be the backup for Reece James. Is it going to be Dejan Sterling? I think we have a couple of games before the American tour, and if we can find a way to get it televised, I really do want to see these guys. I want to see what our hope is. I'm particularly interested in Ethan Ampadu and his step into the midfield as we're definitely desperate there. Is he the answer? No. Can he do a job? Yes. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that, Bobby. And Bobby, you really did use a word that we don't use here, backup. That's the truth. We want competition in every position. And Tripoli says, good luck, Bobby. Most academy players with the part, and it's looking like that. And I really don't want that to happen. And the Ronaldo story is really heating up, looking at the Twitter stream feeds here. But that's, by the way, Matt, how about you? your thoughts on everything we've talked about today. And after that, please tell the people about your channel. I know I've shared the link already, but do tell them about it yourself.
Yeah, kind of mirror what Bobby says, negotiating FC, interested FC. Tomorrow is the deadline for Jules Kounde. I don't see that happening, unfortunately. It's 2 seasons in a row where we haven't gone for a class centre back.
How
Hopefully we
about
get
the
tomorrow.
argument that we're learning recently that he wasn't really Tuchel's choice, but I still don't think that's the truth. But if that's the truth, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
if it wasn't too
go
sharp,
ahead, go ahead.
okay, like fair enough. Like just from my own view, from my perspective, I think he's a fantastic defender. But if Tuchel ended up didn't want him, fair enough. But I really think he does. He wanted him last season. But, we didn't go for him. Sevilla changed last minute. Like we had the bid then, and they changed it last minute, literally 2 days before deadline day. So, and then we continued to go for him this season. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if he wanted him or not. But take away that class defender, we missed out. Hopefully we can get De Ligt still, or Koulibaly, and possibly both. I still think we need 2 centre backs minimum. I would get if we don't get 2, then we will probably struggle again. But going for players like Savic, I think isn't a priority right now. I think it's a fantastic add-on. I think it will help our team grow so much. But we must not forget about our defender problem. We're losing all our defenders, so I think we start there, go to the attack, and then go to the midfield as a structure. But let's see what happens in the next coming days. Hopefully we can see a change because preseason started yesterday. They're going to the USA in a week. So we'll see if you can get anyone by then.
And I'll be in my state too, and I hope to go see the game with my family.
Oh, nice.
Just always asking, Coachella, did you buy tickets for the Las Vegas game yet? Did they remove Lukaku as from the poster? I don't think they have. I've seen it. I tried to buy the tickets again, and they haven't. But let's see if they remove him from that poster. But that's, by the way, Tobago. Matt, did you talk about your channel yet?
Oh, yeah. ZVOII on YouTube. Nearly at 400 subs. I'll keep doing streams regularly soon, but yeah, go subscribe there. And you'll see Coach probably there sometimes. You'll see Declared there sometimes, Bobby there sometimes, Tobago. So you see everyone who's kind of on here over there from time to time. So go check that out if you like what we say, I guess.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Please, I shared the link to his channel already. Please go check it out if you have time. Okay, Tobago says he cannot talk for now, but go check Coolest Charles' YouTube channel. That's Tobago's new YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and tell him I sent you. Let me catch up with the chat before I go to Declare to speak. Tell us what he thinks about everything we've talked about today. Good afternoon, please. What is with Chelsea? Okay. Okay, I'm not sure how to answer that one. Sevilla willing to sell to Barca for a cheaper price than Chelsea. Again, here's why I don't play the game. Here's something I want to say quickly. We saw something that the Sevilla president, and that's an update from one of us here, Liam Lane, who said that Barca, the Sevilla president said that they haven't had any contacts from zero. They've had zero contacts from Barca regarding them buying Kunde. But that's, by the way, again, good question there. Coming to you, Declan, do I have anything I highlighted I would like us to talk about? How much is information haven't we read that? What do you think about this? How about this one here, Declan, before we round off? Did we lose Declan?
The women's football?
No, it says, what do you think about Paul Michel, recruiting chief from
don't actually have women's football.
From Monaco.
I like Paul Mitchell and Edwards that we've been strongly linked with. I think Paul Mitchell, maybe the best way to compare the two is Paul Mitchell actually brought Sané and Van Dijk to Southampton when he was there. And Edwards just bought him off Southampton, right? That's what he did. And also what he did at Monaco was amazing as well, with all those players, from Mbappe I mean, not so much Bakayoko, but I think Paul Milcher has a longer record than Edwards, who was strongly linked with. And I think out of all the other technical directors, he has more hits, and I've liked what he's done, with especially the transfers. So he would be great. He's probably one of the best. So I'd love to see him come to Chelsea, and hopefully him and Tuchel get along really well.
Let's take it one by one. Let's take I think I will take like about 3 more questions. Just quickly, how about you, Matt? How about Gunplay says that you think we will even get the 4 signings? They want 6. Is 4 even possible? Matt, you answer that one.
Is 4 possible? I mean, if you asked me this a month ago, I'd go, oh yeah, obviously, 4 to 6. But looking at it now, it's going to be tricky because we could sign. Because personally, I think Sterling's done deal. I think we're looking to announce the kit with him. So I think that's one. But then everything else, could we all see it happen at once? I don't know. I still have my prediction of 5 to 6 players getting signed this summer. So let's see if this happens.
I just want a second. Quickly. Okay, now, Bobby, this one for you before I I'll go back to Declan to give us his final thoughts, and we will round up. I think I skipped something here. I'll come to what we have there. Just Viola says she's asking how about Michael Edwards. That's for you, Bobby. Michael Edwards, you like him, or is that somebody you want at Chelsea?
At the moment, the situation is pretty dire. Michael Edwards, he's got experience. There's not that many of these people out there. This is another thing, especially top quality. The days of the likes of Peter Kenyon, I think he's made his money and I think he's walked away from football. I was hoping that we would be able to persuade the guy at Crystal Palace to come to Chelsea, but I guess if somebody's already contracted to a club, it's harder to get them out, and we don't want to go sort of upsetting relationships with Palace because we have good sort of loan relations with them for our young players. So Michael Edwards, yes, why not? It's better than having nobody, and it will certainly help us. It's a bit late for this transfer window, but from January onwards, for sure.
Yep, and here Gunplay says, has the panel seen next season Keats and Nike playing dangerous games with us? I think we'll look at the kit tomorrow. I like this comment because Nike has been very awful.
Nike is disgusting.
Put on the screen,
oh
coach.
my goodness!
They trade in ugliness.
Put the kit up.
I don't know why.
I think let's talk about it tomorrow. I think it will make a good conversation. Go ahead, Bobby. You were saying something.
No, I was saying they trade in ugliness. I have never known a nice Nike kit for anybody. I don't know why they're in football.
Except for Nigeria and Ghana, I think.
Well, I don't know. It's horrible. I have never seen a decent Nike.
It really does suck. But here's the surprising aspect. By mid-season, everybody will be raving about it. That's the whole thing. People start saying it's not bad after all by the time they take 2 to 3 photos with it. But that's by the way. Liam Lane here says, Coach, it was Fabrizio Romano who said that about the Sevilla director, which means the likelihood of it being the truth is there. So, but we'll see what happens. It says Kachila, the Sevilla hiking the Kunde price again. No, I disagree because we got something that Liam Lane provided us with. That's talked about how that's the fact that the Sevilla president said they've had 0 contact from Barcelona regarding the sale of Kunde to the club. So, but that's by the way, since Dembele was offered 153 euros a week, Chelsea that has a 0. Okay, that has 40% tax, so that's even less than what Barcelona offering to him. But that's, by the way, Declan, your final thoughts on everything we talked about today.
Do we say so? Is that what we're going to
Oh, imagine he comes.
slow.
That's all we'll be hearing. That's all we'll be hearing at the bridge. So.
It'll be fun as, man. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to final thoughts. We're in the same thing as we are every day. We were a lot of this might happen. A lot of links. I mean, I think we just need a signing to calm everyone down, and I hope something does happen soon. Because the longer it goes on and the amount of players we need, it does get a little worrying. But I'm confident something should happen. So let's hope there's a transfer, maybe overnight, that we can talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll wake up to it declared, yeah? We'll wake up to it again. Come on, I want to wake up to a transfer. Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens with that. I want to say thank you to everybody on the panel. I will make sure to provide the complete information to those of us that have channel. And also, I'm writing something. I want also to provide the social media links of those of us that doesn't have a YouTube channels. And you can see their handles. You can see Bobby's Twitter handle. You can see the Clad Twitter handle. Tobago and all these guys also do have a Twitter account. So please go give them a follow. I'll try and plug in every information that's necessary regarding them. I want to say thank you to the panelists because it's a pro bono job. They earn nothing from doing it. I sincerely do appreciate them always finding time to join and educate, entertain, and of course inform the audience. That's never easy. So thank you again, and thank you to everybody in the chat from the Queen of the House, Just Viola. Again, you've been brilliant. And just whilst I'm about to end the show, my screen starts freezing again. A special thank you to Just Viola. Thank you very much for all the information you provided to me via the DM. I sincerely do appreciate that. Thank you to Nick Blue for all the contributions. Thank you to True Blue for all the contributions too from you. Thank you to King Slayer. I sincerely do appreciate all your input. Thank you to Declare, everyone else. Again, thank you to Liam Lane for that great information regarding what Sevilla president said. Thank you to Steve Charles, who was in the chat. Everyone else is sorry if I miss your name. My apologies. I'm only human. And later in the day today, we'll be back with an evening show, which Louisa, my co-host, will be the host, and I will be engineering for her. But you can be rest assured we'll have another Blue Morning show tomorrow. And if I have time, I will also jump on to support her. So thank you again, everybody. I cannot thank you enough. It's been a brilliant show, brilliant debate from all the panelists. I hope to see you guys again. God bless us all, and cheers.
Kepper and